I will defy a little bit of gravity.
Testing, testing. The following is a North Platte Post sports presentation. It's time for North Platte High Volleyball on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM and video live stream at northplattepost.com. Bulldog Volleyball, brought to you in part by Shelter Insurance, the Shelter Boys, Pete Bowles and Brent Rogo, Dave's Place and CT Troubleshooters, Another Round in River's Edge Golf Course, Premier Toyota, and Sand Hills State Bank. Today's game also brought to you in part by Larry's Glass, the D&N Event Center, Great Plains Health, Great Plains Home Care, Larry's RV, Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan, and the North Platte Public Schools. Now let's take you to the Jam with play-by-play voice of the Dogs, Paxton Gordon.
Welcome in, everybody. Are you ready? I'm ready. It is time for Bulldog Volleyball at home. It's our first home game of the season. Covering Say, that voice over there, you heard it, Scotty C.
Well, sorry, man. Just noticed the big screen. That's amazing. What the heck?
Bulldogs
come from?
upgrading and looking spicy on over at the new big screen. But it is, of course, the first home game of the season. Hey, last time you saw us, it was at the Kearney tournament. Dogs didn't fare too hotly last time we came about. Isn't that right, Scott?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was a tough Saturday for the Bulldogs, but hey, learning experiences is what they are, and what else can you do in athletics but get up, move on to the next one, and here we are in the doghouse.
Here we are in the doghouse, everybody. Hey, we're going to take a quick little break right here on the Quick Stop pre-game show. When we come back, it is going to give us to our Double Dips starting lineup right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming NorthPlattePost.com. Post.
Let your friends at the UPS store help you out. You name it, the UPS store can handle it. It's a full printing store with custom printing, laminating, and personalized calendars. And the UPS store helps make document destruction easy. When it comes to office supplies, printing, packaging, shipping, incoming mail, and shredding, it's all in one place. Come see Melissa and her crew and let them handle it all for you. South of Walmart in North Platte.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the D&N Event Center can handle it all. The D&N Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the D&N Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Find me, Brent Rogo, at 502 East Francis.
Swift Auto Center.
This is Joe from Swift Auto Center in North Platte. The Dogs play here. KWOQ North Platte, 1410 AM and FM 98.1.
This is the Bulldog pregame show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, hey, look at that. Scott coming here with the saves.
You can have mine because we have the football roster. Are you kidding me, man?
Well,
I was looking at this. It's like, man, that's a big girl. I'm not seeing her out there. I mean, you kidding me? Look at this. I was seriously looking at this. It's like 6'3", 160 pounds.
Well, we've
5'10", 160. I'm like, no way. 6'2", 215 pounds. It's like, what the?
We've gotten the
crap is going on here?
Hastings Hastings football roster.
No, you were going to say soccer. No, we're not in Europe. What's wrong?
We got the football roster.
Get rid of that thing.
So it is time for our Double Dips starting lineup right here on FM 98.1 AM 1410 and live streaming NorthPlattePost.com. It's, of course, brought to you by Double Dips Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District in North Platte. Double Dips offers 24+ different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. Double Dips also offers homemade waffle cones, bowls, along with homemade fudge and freshly baked dessert. Plus, they also have available the ice cream trailer for outdoor events. Let us get into here the Hastings Tigers lineup. Going to start with Alexi Benson and then Mia Pedroza, as well as Tatum Sperling and Deng, Corey Curtis, Sydney Witt. Then we, of course, got Ellie Robbins with Rachel Rowe, Mary Howie, Carly Beckby, alongside Brooke Donner, Maddie Hamilton, Lainey Benson, Shaylee Knott. And that'll do it for the starting lineups on the side of Hastings. And, of course, on the side of the Bulldogs, as always, got eight. Actually, Scotty C, you have it here. Let's hear your voice for a second time.
Yeah, all right, here we go. Brooklyn Ayers, a senior, 5'8". Also, Kylie Tilford, a senior as well, 5'6". Addison Euling, sophomore, 5'11". Addison in the middle. Abby Kaminsky, the setter, a sophomore, 5'6". Mickey Madison plays big everywhere, 5'7", though, only in the Heights bar. She plays a lot bigger than 5'7", doesn't she?
Yes, she does. No kidding.
Mickey Madison, a senior as well. Nora Ware, a sophomore, 5'10". Grace Ryland, the junior, 5'4". Trinity Back, the sophomore, 5'5". Hallie Hamilton, the senior as well, 5'4". Callie McLean, a sophomore, 5'6". Izzy Belgium, a sophomore, 5'8". Carly Purdy, the big gun for the Dogs, a senior, 6'1". Kaylee Brocious, the senior, 5'7". And Sienna Mitchell, the sophomore, 5'5".
That is right. That is our Double Dips starting lineup right here on, of course, the Quick Stop pre-game show. Scott Carlson and myself here in the Doghouse for our first game here in the Doghouse. It's quite lively, as you can clearly hear. It's quite lively. Dogs, though, coming in not really on a bright spot. You know, the last time they came out here, for the Dogs, they fell to Lincoln Southwest in 2 straight sets. 5-13 on the year, 1-8 in district play, compared to the 9-7 Hastings Tigers, 3-0 in their district play. Hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Scott's going to
Head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. Summer may be coming to an end, but come out to River's Edge and you'll enjoy a course that features modern amenities with beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views. After your golf game, swing into another round for some amazing food and drinks and Keno. Remember, they're open to the public. Good times, great food, drinks, and sports. Another Round Sports Bar at River's Edge Golf Course. Come have another round with them.
Take care of your property with equipment you can count on, like the Kubota BX and LO1 Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup, rated #1 for reliability, and Z-Series mowers and Sidekick utility vehicles, where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See the full line of Kubota products at your North Platte Kubota on South Highway 83 or online at npkubota.com.
Welcome back to the Doghouse. Paxton Gordon alongside Scott Carlson. It is time for our Owls Lock and Safe keys to the game, securing North Platte and the surrounding areas for over 50 years. Scotty C, what keys do you have written down today for the Dogs?
Thanks, man. I've had to use Owls Lock and Safe more than a few times in my life. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately for you.
Bad with locking the keys in the car. I never forget the combo to the safe.
That's true. That's a good one. Bless that one.
But I do lock the keys in the car, and they're amazing for that. Hey, I'll tell you what, always my first key, Paxton, you're going to learn it. I don't know if you know it yet, but it's always communication. It's always talking. 6 people. I'm not going to talk through the anthem.
We're not going to talk through the anthem, so it's time for the national anthem, so we will take that on over to get played right here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming NorthPlattePost.com. Beautiful rendition there of the national anthem provided by the North Platte High School Band. It is now time for our In the Groove player provided by Midwest.
You didn't even let me get through my outline.
Oh, I forgot. Keep it up. I forgot. I am so sorry.
Let me get there. I'll be quick, I promise. Hey, first key, though, as I started to say, communication. 6 people in that small area. You got to talk. Everyone's going to assume everyone else is going to get the ball. And we know what happens when that happens. It drops in between a bunch of people like a government job. Except no one's got a shovel in this case. Also, hey, you got to get the energy up. You're at home in the doghouse. You got the student section full. It's jersey night in the student section. Seeing multiple Dan Marino jerseys.
Interesting collection.
I know.
Interesting choice.
I was talking on my show on Mix 97.1 today about how kids like to wear band T-shirts from like old bands, like when I was growing up. like they don't never even heard their music, but they like the T-shirts, so they wear them. Dan Marino. I'd like to ask them if they know who he is. Probably do. Anyway, hey, you got to have the energy. Use the energy of the home crowd. Use the energy of that student section. And most importantly, man, get the W.
Get the W.
Take it a set at a time.
That's what you always want. So it's now time, as after I stole his thunder, our In the Groove player provided by Midwest ATV. Spend less time trying to fix your ATVs and UTVs. Let Midwest Cycle and ATV do it for you. Of course, you always just got to look toward Carly Purdy to be that In the Groove player. This team really goes whichever way she goes. And it was clear during the Kearney tournament that this team, whenever she starts to feel a little off and down, they also start to feel a little off and down. And that's just kind of a byproduct of Purdy being one of the de facto leaders for this squad and also probably one of their most powerful offensive players.
Yeah, hey, I'm not shy to say it. If I were coaching the team, which I'm not, if I were though, Carly Purdy's in the front row. I'm getting that ball to her every time. Every time possible, I'm getting it to her. That's not a snub on anyone else's ability to play. It's just, your percentage, your kill percentage is there. That's where you're going to get the points. And the Dogs have been struggling to pick up sets, so. Hey, I'm going to get points how I can. That means if Carly Purdy's in the front row, I'm getting that ball to her as much as I can.
Well, if you look at that, Scott's been amused by the new video board, but the video board has its own height video.
Man.
Can you believe that?
Are you kidding me right now? We have red dots for numbers, like the old scoreboard in here. Of course, I was in the old high school, way less modern than this in many ways. But yeah, it was like, the old scoreboard with the red dots, the individual red light bulbs that made the numbers. Look at this.
Look at
high definition pre-starting lineup B-roll footage.
I know.
This is crazy.
Hey, we're getting up there. We are a Class A school, so making the big bucks as well as getting all the all the fun. But again, Dogs taking on the Tigers. It's just, it's really tough because, as we've said, kind of like with the Knights, they start the game off or the first set really well in terms of their communication overall. And then just one little bad thing happens, and then all of a sudden it just kind of spirals out of control, and then down in the dumps the team goes. So it really just depends, again, what side did the Dogs wake up on today? Did they wake up on the more active, vocal team, or did they wake up on the side of where, once Hastings gets just a small little advantage, then, they're going to start to crumble down. And against Lincoln Southeast, you really unfortunately saw the other side of that one. Unfortunately, Lincoln Southeast just took an early advantage, held on to that advantage, just exploited the Dogs in any which way they wanted with them. And it's tough to say, hey, what can you do differently? Because we know the identity of this team is get it to the outside strikers, and you know what? Let them do the damage on that outside, and that's really where this offense picks up.
Yeah, hey, when it comes to athletics, in my opinion, the most important thing is athletic ability. All right, I'm sorry, I'm not one of those you can be what you want to be. If you're not a volleyball player, you're not going to be one. But the second most important thing is how you deal with adversity, because you're going to be in it. You're going to be in situations where, man, you feel like everything's flowing really good, like we saw in that first set on Saturday.
Yep.
They played tough, they played good, and then all of a sudden, here comes a big run from the other team, and it's how you deal with that. And what we saw in Kearney, but not what you want to see. Obviously, you want to bounce back. So yeah, they got to find a way. Hopefully, the home crowd energy can help with that.
And that's really sometimes just is the remedy. You go out to Lincoln, that's quite a long drive. A lot of nerves. Especially
they played best for the early set.
Yeah,
I mean that was their best set of the day.
It was. So at home in the just friendly environment that all so well. Why not? why not this maybe start the turnaround for this team? And really, particularly in this season, of course. So, Dogs taking on the Tigers.
That's it. Give it 110%.
Okay, Mr. Cliche over there. I can hear. I was just saying, I can hear you throw up a little bit in your mouth every time you get that. But yes, of course, Bulldogs taking on the Tigers. Again, you keep pointing out these jerseys, and I'm seeing a lot of them. I see a Luke Kuechly jersey.
Oh my!
I think I see a DeAndre Swift jersey. I saw an Eli Manning jersey somewhere in the crowd over there.
Who would wear that?
There's some interesting jerseys. I have a World Be Free basketball jersey.
Oh, man.
It doesn't fit me, but it.
But you have it.
I have it. I do have one, and then I think I
World
have.
Be Free.
We're gonna go really into the depths of basketball here. A Luke Rasha Abaamute jersey.
Good Lord.
Yes, from his Milwaukee Bucks days with with a Dallenberg jersey. My philosophy is the weirder the name, the more selective I'm going to choose of your jersey variety.
Yeah. Well, you get to when you're a broadcaster and you get to those names, you just say them really fast.
You try to.
It's kind of like in music. You hit the last note. Yeah, that's what matters.
I don't know too much. Fake it till you make it in music until that last note, which is always the loudest.
The longer that last name is, the faster you say it. All good.
All good here, but
so I'm a color. I let you say it.
That's why. Yeah, you sit back and you get your analytical glasses on and you're ready to rock and roll.
College volleyball, we'll run into some names. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Can't wait till this year's college basketball. Getting some good recruits from over the pond.
Some Chinese, the good thing about the Chinese, they typically take on an American name, an English name, and so that helps because you go from pronunciation, the coach says, we just call her Grace. It's like, that's so much better.
Thank you. Thank you for that one. As up here to serve first on the side of the Tigers, going to be on that side. Paisley Anderson is on that far-reaching side. What a great save coming on the side of Benson. And the Tigers going to get it over now. Purdy in the back line. The set towards the middle. Onwards comes Mickey Madison getting it over. No good. Tigers now on the attack. Purdy there again defensively to stop it. Far side and just having to tip it over is Madison Euling. Now another attack. Surprise coming in. Good save. Can the Bulldogs get it over? They will with Mickey Madison. Again, good little start to this back and forth affair. Bulldogs looking active and sharp on the defensive side. Madison again. That one just barely gonna go out on the backside. So now it's a 1-0 Tigers advantage. Though a good start defensively, looking clean.
It was. That was a good rally. Mickey got there just a little bit too early, so that ball was right on top of her.
Madison Hermes going to get it and back to the back line with Purdy, and fighting over it is Hallie Hamilton, and that one's going to bounce into the Bulldogs' front of the net. 2-0 now for the Tigers. Again, Bulldogs looking to really minimize that own damage that they do. I have seen it a couple of times where they shoot themselves proverbially in the foot, which leads points to the other side. That Hermes serve going way out the back. Now it's a 2-1 ball game on the side of the Bulldogs. Oh, is it not?
All right, as Paxton deals with some technical difficulties, I'll take over without a Hastings roster. Nonetheless, Carly Purdy from the back row, a little roll spike. Deep into the back row, Hastings back over, a free ball to the Bulldogs. And a nice set there from Trinity Vac. That's going to be a kill for Madison Euling. All right, there we go. Got the score up for you, Paxton.
I fixed it.
The IT guy.
The technical genius I am has fixed it. As up here to serve on the side of the Bulldogs, going to be Trinity Vac. And on the far side, what a great block at the front of attack. They're stopping it. Abbott Kaminsky, but the point's going to fall the way of the Tigers early up front again. The Dogs with some nice size up front, able to get the tip off. And then an easy receive in the back line. But now it's a Tigers point, 3-2. As up here to serve and going the other way with it goes Carly Beckby. Bulldogs just have to get it over with Euling. And now through the middle, spike right into an open part of the defense. Ellie Robbins with the set right in the middle, finding a soft spot where there was just nobody around.
Yuling in the right side of the rotation, so after a serve receive, she had to work her way over to the left side, so she wasn't able to get over there and help Mickey Madison with the block.
Beckby's serve gets into Hamilton, and now just has to get it over. Hallie Hamilton, good jump to save it. And now on the far side coming in with that attack, Corey Curtis out the back. It's now a 4-3 advantage for the Tigers, but the Bulldogs will now be up to serve with Addison Yuling going to take the chops here for the Bulldogs. Trailing 4-3. Received in the back line on the side of the Tigers. Here comes the spike coming in from Curtis. Tipped in the front of attack. That one on the side of Abby Kaminsky. Bounced off her hand and rolled out of bounds. So
yeah, block. Sorry, Paxton. Block was just set up a little bit too far inside. That allowed the attacker, so I have a...
Yeah, this is going to be a little awkward because of the football roster.
Give me that.
As Hallie Hamilton's going to set it on over, now the Tigers going to set it up for another attack down the middle. That one just way out to the outside. Rachel Rowe, the Tigers defender. As I'm going to slide just closer to you so you can see this at the same time whenever you need it. Still up, Ellie Robbins.
Sharing is caring.
Serving for the Tigers. I know, sharing is caring. I was learning that from a young age.
Yeah.
Robbins going to get it over to Hamilton in the back line. Now the set on over to Carly Purdy. Coming in with the monster slam on the far side. There's a point for the Dogs. They retake the serving lead. 6-4 Tigers advantage over the Bulldogs in the doghouse. But again, it's so fun to watch Carly Purdy. You see her on the far side set right on up.
Came at me. Dude, come on, Case, bring it. Throw you off here.
Hallie Hamilton with the serve. Now Robin's going to get it in the back line, and that's going to fall out of bounds. A point to the Dogs. 6-5. As I was saying, it's kind of like in slow motion when you see Carly Purdy when she's ready to just really wind up on that backside, get good jump, and then just pummel it into oblivion. 6-5, the Tigers advantage. Robbins gets in the back line. Tigers have to kind of set it up and get it over, and they will successfully with Curtis, and Hamilton tried to jump in there to the gap in the middle. Couldn't get there in time. 7-5 is the lead for Hastings, and they're now up to serve. That one coming on Mary Howie.
Yeah, you just look at this rotation, though. It should be advantage Bulldog. If you're not watching, log on Eagle video streams on YouTube or North Platte Post and watch. But the front line for the Bulldogs has a huge size advantage over the front line of Hastings.
A poor pushover from Carly Purdy as she tried to just receive it over. And unfortunately, into the net it goes. 8-5 now, the advantage for the Tigers. Still up to serve. Going to beat Mary Howie. Another good one going back to Hamilton, who had to awkwardly receive it. She had her feet planted, and she was dead set on that's where it was coming. The ball traveled a little further than she thought, and a timeout is taken on the side of Clancy Hammond and the Bulldogs. So we come back. We'll give you more action here. This is a Kevin McGann, though, timeout brought to you by the Fortify Group and Kevin McGann. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Beat. Bulldogs trailing the Tigers 9-5.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, youth, or professional athlete, the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team has you covered. The team includes orthopedic surgeons, athletic trainers, and other healthcare specialists who spend their time at local high school and college sporting events, ensuring that athletes stay as injury-free as possible. In the event of an injury, the team remains committed to returning athletes to competition as quickly and safely as possible.
Contact the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team by calling 308-568-7456.
Welcome back here to the Doghouse. It's a 9-5 advantage for the Hastings Tigers as Mary Howie again got a nice serve out, and that's going to go over the back line. Dogs just have to get it over, running out of touches. Oh, they will, though. Good hit coming in on this side of Trinity. Vac was checked in. Oh, Bulldogs in the front had both Yuling as well as Abby Kamensky there. Just, again, slipped right between them and between the net.
Yeah, got to get up on that net to set your block, and you're right. There's a huge gap. That's what's going to happen. Going to drop straight down.
Hamilton receives the set to the near side. That one going just too far out the back from Abby Kamensky. Again, Bulldogs offensively, again, pushing a little further when their spikes out from the netting itself. So with that, you kind of have to angle a little higher on where it needs to be placed.
Yep.
Sort out the back. 11-5 Tigers advantage. To the back line it goes. The set. Purdy from the middle. Oh, my good heavens. You see her come running up to that spot where she knew it was going to land. spiked one into the defense.
Right.
11-6. Bulldogs now take their serves. As that's going to be Abby Kamensky.
That's where I'm going every time, Carly Purdy, I'm telling you. Big power.
Big power she does as Kamensky's going to get it all the way to the back and a poor receive on the side by Addison Hermes. And that's an ace for the Dogs. 11-7 now.
7-11.
7-11, 11 Hey, don't say that, you know.
Yeah, I know you can't.
I'm gonna be up all night
them.
now.
Can't find them around here anymore, man. All Colorado has them.
Oh, you know what? And Kamensky, a light serve on that, a light hit on the serve. It almost could have gotten over, but just took a bad bounce off the tip of the net. And with that, Tigers point 12-7 is checking in to serve. Now comes Lexi Benson for the Tigers.
Do you guys have 7-Eleven in Grand Junction?
Oh, heck yeah, we do. Grand Junction.
So good.
As that serve from Benson into the net. I know, it's really great. So now it goes back the other way. 12-8, 4-point
Grand
advantage
Junction,
for
right?
the Tigers. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, yeah.
Good.
Question.
You remembered it. You know, had the Sinclair and the Quick Stop, all that good stuff. So Carly Purdy up to serve for North Platte. Gets a nice one that will get to the back line. Good set receive. Now here to the far side. Hitting it in. There's Beckby. Purdy. Out to the middle it goes. The Dogs just have to get it over. And now the setup from the side of the Tigers. Tipped play coming in on the side of Hermes. Now to the far side. Euling. Go. What a good receive at the back line. Oh, we're going to have a net violation, looks like, on the side of the Tigers. So now it's 12-9.
She gave the number to the
advantage.
Bulldogs to Coach Hammond, but then went over to Hastings. Now
Purdy again up to serve. Hits that one all the way to the back line. Picked up nicely by Benson. Far side spike. Oh, just off the outside hand of Carly Purdy. She had a dive for it. She got a hand on it, just a little too far out of her very long reach, even for her standards. And 13-9 now, the Tigers' advantage.
Rest of the back row pulled up pretty tight to the net, and Carly, all alone there at the back row. Cardi B.
As Lainey Benson now going to serve for Hastings. Hamilton picks it up. Kamensky is just having to get over his Tilford and a frontwards block. Good one on the idea coming in from Carly Beckby on the side of Hastings, but it bounced so hard off of her arm, it went out of bounds, and without a North Platte Pote, 13-10.
Boom, boom, yeah. Great play off the block into the antenna.
As Kylie Tilford gets the serve off now, and there's Beckby gonna sneak it just in on that far side, right on the out-of-bounds line, so the point going the way of the Tigers. There's some good identification that she can sneak it into that zone, and man, she hit it precisely. Now 14-10.
Found that spot. Hey, shout out to the Swedberg brothers on the lines tonight here at the Doghouse.
I was wondering, they look kind of similar.
They are,
As getting it over on that side is going to be Mickey Madison, and then again, right down the middle, Ellie Robbins.
Yeah, they do look similar, don't they?
I do, yeah. It was kind of interesting.
Crazy.
But Ellie
you were like, hold on, wait a second.
It makes sense. It all clicked now. But Ellie Robbins finding again a soft spot in the defense as the Dogs are trying to rotate, and that seems to be kind of the soft spot for this team is the rotation sometimes being a bit too slow, and easy points coming in. Wow, that bounces right off of Purdy's chest, and then on the third hit she's able to get it over. Good defense. And now here comes the Tigers the other way as Beckby tips it right into the soft spot in the defense. It's kind of interesting, again, that middle section, the Dogs on their front three push really close up to the net, and then the back line is super far back, allowing for this ocean-sized hole in the middle, which the Tigers have exploited early on.
Yeah, and then that hole, man, there's always a little bit of delay for whoever plays the ball, and that seems to be a factor a lot of times.
Push on over by the side of Kaylee Brocious, and then it's going to just sneak right in on the side of the Tigers. Ellie Robbins, again, just really close on the near side of the net by that out-of-bounds line. Sneaks it in. 17-10 now. As again, still up to serve here is going to be Addison Hermes for Hastings as Hallie Hamilton gets it. The set to the far side, and just tipping over the top of the net. Mickey Madison tipping it off the front and then off a hand of a Tigers player. And with that, a point finally going in favor of the Dogs.
Yeah, we talked about it in the pregame. Mickey just plays so much bigger than the 5'7" she is, and she's a force up there.
Trinity Vac going to get into the back line. Now the set to the near side is Beckby. Gets it out the way backside, and with that, Bulldogs get another point, 17-12. posting the short little run. That's what I was going to say. A little run. Momentum getting back into their favor after Addison Hermes on the side of the Tigers stole it all away. 17-12, Vac. Another strong serve. That one just falling right in front of Benson. Surprise tip over. There's Hamilton, though, to save. The set. Oh, my gosh. Mickey Madison had to really reach back. She wasn't prepared for it. And then Ellie Robinson with the poor set. Gets it over for the Tigers as Euling gets it in. Benson with another strong save to the far side. Beckby. And that's going to... Oh, my gosh. That might have been out.
Close.
That would have been close. As Carly Purdy had to make a split-second decision. Is it going to fall out or is it going to stay in? She thought it was going to stay in, so she ran all the way from her middle slot in the back row to the near side back corner to try and save it. Fortunately couldn't. And a timeout on the floor. 18-12 is the lead for the Tigers here against the Dogs. In set number 1, we come back. More action here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming, NorthPlattePost.com.
Hi, this is Lori from Double Dips, and I just want to say thank you for another successful summer. And we're celebrating 3 years in business, so thank you. Come in after school for your ice cream treat or a boba drink. We now have all of our flavors back in stock. Open Tuesday through Sunday, and remember, Double Dips Ice Creamery is your dessert destination downtown in the Canteen District of North Platte, Nebraska.
Come on in, we'll roll up our sleeves. There's a lot of work.
Kevin and Greg at Select Abbey Carpet and Tile have over.
You're listening to Bulldog Athletics with Swift Auto Center of North Platte on KWOQ North Platte, 1410 AM and FM 98.1.
Welcome back. Dogs get a point following the Euling nice little tip-in that just bounced off the backhand of Beckby in the back line. So now it's an 18-13 lead as up here to serve is herself, Addison Euling. To the far side, Ellie Robbins tips it, and then there's Purdy with the save. Back to the other side, spiked on the line, and they're going to say it's in. Good identification up front coming from Mary Howie on that serve. Again, Bulldogs overshifted to the far side of the court, leaving a hole on that back near side, and Howie just spiked it in, and there's a point for the Tigers. 19-13 here, set number 1. As Ellie Robbins now up to serve. Gets it across to Purdy. That's just going to go. Will it get over? Unfortunately not. Purdy saving it, and it bounced off the front of the net. Bulldogs thinking it could have gotten over, and with that, defense out of whack.
Back almost able to pull it out of the net. Just wasn't able to get it up enough for Madison to get a good hand on it.
Hamilton receives a serve in the back line from Robbins. Far side, Purdy tips it, and it falls just flat right in front of Addison Hermes. And with that, another point towards the Dogs, 20-14. As Hallie Hamilton takes the serves and checking back in. Going to be Grace Ryland. Gets some action as Hamilton gets it into the back line. Set from the middle towards the far side, and Purdy. Purdy and Tilfer there stuffing at the point of attack. Bounced off of a Tiger and then a Bulldog, then right off another Tiger, and that fell down. 20-15. Bulldogs slowly but steadily when they get their time to serve, just clawing and nipping back into this game. That one's set, and this one just has to be pushed over on the side by Curtis. Dogs able to save it. Purdy! Holy moly! What a far set. That one coming in from Trinity Vac, sending it really far forward, basically over on the other side. Purdy with those long arms and great height, just slamming it down right in front of the Tigers defender.
Yeah, there you go. That's textbook elbow pointed up towards the ceiling with the arm back, and then bam. Hello. Bam. Big kill.
Big kill, and another point falling the way of the Dogs as I was adjusting the settings.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
2017. Again, Bulldogs, when they get on their offensive side, clawing their way back in as Hallie Hamilton now goes for her fourth serve. Another strong one, getting to Benson in the back line, and the Tigers can't seem to haul it in properly. 2018, and the timeout has to be taken on their side. Bulldogs clawing to within 2 now, trailing 20-18 right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming, NorthPlattePost.com.
Gosh, I am so hungry, but the game is on.
Well, you big lug, get off the couch and get to Dave's Place Pizza and Wings to watch and fill your massive belly.
Well, why didn't I think of that?
Well, just go to Dave's Place.
Dave's Place at 1510 East 4th is the quintessential place to watch the game and fill your belly. Massive or not, pizzas, wings, calzones, and even great meals for the kiddos. Daily specials, too. Call in an order at 532-3922 or order online at davesplacenp.com. DoorDash available, too.
Welcome back to the Doghouse. Bulldogs trailing by 2 now, 2018, as Hallie Hamilton leading the charge here, closing down to the end of set 1. I say that just too light of a hit. Hits the front of the net, a point going the way of Hastings. 21-18 now.
Timeout worked.
As out comes Mary Howie to serve on the side of the Tigers with a lead. Now back up, 21-18. Purdy in the front line. Far side, that one, Tilford. Easily received, though, by the Tigers. Set their offense up. Curtis getting it to the back line, though, so the Dogs will have another opportunity. Far side, Purdy. Hesitation, has to fly it out. She was lining up for a good running start. Had to pull the brakes up as that one was just set basically right on top of her, and she hits it out the back. 22-18 now, Tigers lead.
Yeah, unfortunate close one there for Carly.
Howie with another serve that gets to Hamilton. The set to the near side. Here comes the spike or the light tip coming in on the side of Kamensky. Now Tigers just have to get it over as poor receiving and save. Wow, by Tilford. What a great effort from the Dogs. And on the other side, the Tigers couldn't pull that type of magic off. Point towards North Platte, 22-19. It looks scary as it bounced awkwardly off of Purdy's wrist. And just great save from Kamensky, and then Tilford to get it over for the Dogs' point. Now they're back to serve, 22-19 with Abby Kamensky up to serve herself.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be pretty.
It's all about the end point, and they got it. As Howie sets it to Curtis. And it just squeaks right past the outreaching hand of Grace Ryland in the back line for a Tigers point. With that, it flips back the other way. 23-19 as Lexi Benson checks in for Hastings.
Yeah, just a nice high set. That was just a nice set there. Liked it.
Benson gets it on over, received by Ryland. Now on over, just having to get it over is Brocious. Kaylee Brocious gets it over. Now the spike blocked to the front of attack by both Kaylee Tilford. Kylie Tilford. I don't know why I said Kaylee. It was on my mind. Right. Kylie Tilford as well as Kaylee Brocious.
Kaylee on my mind.
Kaylee on my mind. So that's 24-19 set point here for the Tigers in set 1. Lexi Benson gets it across. What a diving save coming in. Holy moly, flying back. Grace Ryland. Hamilton in the back line receives. Kamensky all the way over. Purdy. Oh, and it's in on the near side.
That was in.
Again, it wasn't the prettiest setup offensively, but Purdy was able to capitalize. Another point towards North Platte, 24-20. As checking in, here comes Addison Euling. As Purdy now up to serve, trailing 4. Gets it to Benson in the back line. Howie, far side. Spike coming in, blocked to the point of attack. Good spike from Beckby, but the point will fall the way of the Tigers, and that is how set 1 is going to end today. 25-20 in favor of the Tigers. Again, set number 1 of 3. So we come back, we'll give you more action between Hastings Tigers and the North Platte Bulldogs as they lose set 1. Looking to bounce back here, set number 2, right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming, NorthPlattePost.com.
The bank for Sandhillers. Families, entrepreneurs, teachers, nonprofits, farmers, nurses, contractors, ranchers, stylists, artists, retailers, professionals, outfitters, restaurateurs, mechanics. It takes all of us to make the Sandhills prosper, and Sandhill State Bank is here to help. Open an account today at sandhillstate.com/open or visit one of our 10 locations across the Sandhills to start growing the Sandhills together. Sandhill State Bank, member FDIC.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the DNN Event Center can handle it all. The DNN Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the DNN Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Welcome back to the Doghouse. Bulldogs fell in set number 1, 25-20 to Hastings. Scott, I have to say that was actually a pretty strong opening set. Small little gremlins defensively, leaving some gaping holes in the middle. Really the death of the Bulldogs there in set number 1, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Hastings just got a little bit too much of a run on them there early in the set, and kind of held on to that deficit over the Bulldogs. So, hey, great little fight back into it, though, at the end. So carry that over. That's
what you're looking for. Again, defensively from, I think, Clancy Hammond, what she's trying to do is just cut down on those just massive holes in the middle. It's so tough to tell the girls, hey, don't overextend too far in one direction or another, because you're leaving just an ocean-sized hole, making it so much more difficult for you to get to that spot. As Trinity Vac now up to serve for North Platte. Gets it all the way in the back line now. Howie set to the near side. That one coming in from Beckby. Oh, good diving effort from Trinity Vac as she was trying to get her hands underneath the ball. Couldn't do so. It's a 1-0 now Tigers lead. Up to serve comes Addison Hermes. Hermes gets it across to Purdy in the back line. The set in the middle, all over to Ewing. It's tipped off the front. I believe that off of the Tigers player, Carly Beckby. Flies to the other side of their court, out of bounds. Bulldog point now, 1-1.
Yeah, great little usage of the block, using the inside of that block that time to send it way out cross court.
So here comes Addison Ewing now up to serve. 1-1 ball game here, set number 2. Howie sets it to Beckby on the near side, and she's going to fly that one out the back of the court. Another point towards the Dogs. Oh, actually, Tigers arguing that there's a tip up front. I didn't see any tip at the front of the netting.
No, I didn't either.
That one looked like it just flew way out the back. 2-1. Bulldogs now take the lead. Ewing with her second serve now. Gets it all the way back to Benson. Howie sets towards the far side. Beckby once more into the front of her net. Too far back on the attack. Spikes it right into the front of the net. That's a Bulldog point, 3-1. Again, carrying that momentum offensively when it comes to their serving. That's really been their strong suit today. That one gets to the other Benson, Lexi Benson. Ellie Robbins gets stuffed to the point of attack by a plethora of Bulldogs defenders, and they just can't get it over. Up front trying to get the save. Mickey Madison, I believe, as well as Riley Tilford. Actually, excuse me, there at the front. Abby Kamensky trying to get the block in. It just bounced too awkwardly off their hands, and Purdy couldn't capitalize.
Almost got it.
As Beckby gets the deep serve, the set. And Kamensky from the middle gets it to the other Benson, Laney Benson, and oh man, there's Corey Curtis. Spiking one to the back line, just out of reach of Hallie Hamilton. 3-3, we're all tied up.
Yep, just a little bit late there with the block for the Bulldogs, and gave her a wide open look, essentially.
Another serve coming in on the side of Beckby. The set, far side, Purdy! Blocked at the front of attack, but there's Ewing to save it. Now the Dogs just have to get it over after their offense awkwardly was set up. Howie, front, Robbins, blocked, and she just gets it over. Now Hamilton pushing it, near side, Kamensky, oh, too far back. Hits it off the front of the net, and just hit the tip of that top of the net, the tippy top of the net, but just bounced back in the side of Bulldogs territory. So now another point going the way of the Tigers, 4-3. Beckby gets it across. Nice set by Hamilton. Purdy, far far side. Oh, what a save by Lainey Benson. And now Mickey Madison. Oh, it's a fight for it. Do the Tigers get it over? And they will easily. So Ewing will set it up. The set, far side now. Mickey Madison too far back. Again, as you said, you don't normally, she doesn't play Mickey Madison like she's 5'7", but that time just awkwardly couldn't get it set up and spikes it out the back. Now 5-3 Tigers advantage.
Yeah, again, I think she did just there a little bit early, and that's putting that set right on top of her. It's hard to play.
Awkward set, so Purdy just has to touch it on over. Ellie Robinson just has to touch it over on the side of the Tigers. So now Kaminsky, again, awkwardly has to set it up. Again, back-to-back possessions for the Dogs offensively, where they're struggling to set up anything efficiently or coherently, and it's costing them points. And substitution coming in. First time we are seeing today Kayla Williams. Williams seeing her first action here in this game as out comes Abby Kaminsky. As again, Beckby gets it to Ewing. The send on the middle from Trinity back. Far side, Purdy! Spiking it down to the near side just right in front of Beckby. That's a point for the Dogs, and checking in Kylie Tilford as well as Grace Ryland with Hallie Hamilton up to serve. 6-4 Tigers lead, but the Bulldogs coming up to serve, and that's really been their strong suit and their points maker tonight. Hamilton, really nice serve, gets to the back line. Howie sets to Curtis, who just has to get it over. Uh-oh.
Come on, get it.
That awkwardly goes right through the hands of Trinity Vac. Again, when it comes to, setting, you kind of want to make almost like a triangle. Her triangle just a bit too far, so the ball slipped right through the middle.
Yeah, it is kind of, an old broadcaster here, Robert Lovell, way back in the day, would have said weak wrists.
Weak wrists.
Has said that all the time.
Ellie Robinson gets it to Ryland in the back. The set, Purdy just tips it down, and that's a North Platte point.
Hey.
She wasn't really prepared just to tip it in. Awkwardly had to come in and change her mind mid attack, but it worked out in the end as North Platte trailing by 2, 7-5. Kaminsky, nice one, gets the back line to Beckby, and now Curtis just has to get it over for the Tigers. A prime opportunity for the Dogs, and Purdy on the far side. Oh, she did it. Lainey Benson was there to just take on Carly Purdy's attack. But it was so powerful, just bounced off of her hand awkwardly into the crowd. 7-6 now.
Yeah, nice quick shoot set from Abby Kaminsky, getting that ball out there for Carly quick so she could hammer it.
And then Kaminsky, too much power. She served for the Tigers. Received in the back line there by Trinity Vac. And they just have to tip it over is, Kylie Tilford. Lainey Benson receives. Curtis just has to get it on up. Ryland, Kaminsky, then Brocious, and she finds the soft spot in the defense, an overextension from the Tigers on their back line. And there to get that, Kaylee Brocious. I don't know why I said Benson on my mind, as Benson was in the vicinity for the Tigers. Another point towards North Platte, 8-7.
Wasn't concerned with power, just found the opening. Nice play.
Howie gonna have to get it to Curtis, who gets it over. Excuse me, that's Beckby who flies in for the save. And now Ewing just gets it on over. Tigers now an opportunity. Up the middle, Beckby! What a save by Carly Purdy. Hamilton, then to Kaminsky, who gets it over for the Dogs. Good effort to get it over. Now can they get back defensively in time? Oh, Tilford and Ewing were there to stop up front. So just bounced off their arms, out of bounds, 8-7.
Gotta turn that block in. Or that's what happens. That block obviously turned out easy to hammer it off and get the easy point.
So 9-7 now the advantage on the side of the Tigers, and Hamilton awkwardly sets it, and Tilford can't get there in time. Hamilton wasn't prepared. Bounced off of her, then bounced off of Purdy, and Kylie Tilford just couldn't, from her position, fly across the court in time to save it. 10-7 now. Ellie Robbins back up to serve. Curtis is, and she slides it in for the ace right in front of Carly Purdy. A rare mistake defensively in the back line for Purdy. That's an ace, 11-7.
Ready for Slurpee.
Ready for the Corey Curtis.
White cherry.
Curtis up to serve again. Like a cherry cup. Oh, man, from the Sam's Club. I'm telling you, that's where the Slurpees were at. Kaminsky.
What?
Sets it up to Tilt. Yeah, we'll get to that in the commercial break. As Howie over to Beckby, and there's Purdy. Going to receive it and go back on the other side to the Tigers. On that backside now, there's another great save from Carly Purdy. Can they get it over? Oh my God, the Dogs can do. Oh my, it looked like it went under, but it went over. Beckby. Oh, Tilford to Hamilton, and now Purdy just has to get it over. Holy moly, Carly Purdy just doing it all in that rotation.
Oh, gee willikers. I'll tell you what, man, I could have swore that bump from Kylie Tilford went under the net. But it evidently went over. I don't know.
2 straight saves from Carly Purdy, and then she finished it off with a point for the Bulldogs. 11-8 Tigers lead. As up to serve comes Tilford. Lainey Benson in the back line. Howie on over. Beckby. And Purdy. Holy moly, can they get over again? They can. Dogs just putting some voodoo magic in to save it. And that's a violation on the side of the Bulldogs. It looked like, in my eyes, that the Tigers had a violation, a net infraction, in my opinion, when they went down for that spike. But refs saw it a different way. 12-8 now. That's a tough blow because Bulldogs offensively were starting to get into a rhythm as Lainey Benson serves to Purdy. And then Mickey Madison, blocked to the front of attack, but she able to get it back over. Now Tiger set up. Howie, 2. That one tipped in on the side by Hermes. Now the Dogs have to set up. But another poor offensive set. Purdy just gets it over. Howie to Robbins in the middle. Blocked at the front of attack by Mickey Madison. Hamilton over to Ewing. And, that one falls out on the near side. Another point towards the Tigers. Really strong back and forth on either side, and a timeout is called right here on the court. 13-8. Scott.
Yeah, Sam's Club Slurpee. What?
You didn't know
Sorry,
that?
no.
So Sam's Club, here's the thing. So Sam's Club is like a Costco, but a different version.
I know what Sam's Club is.
Grand Junction has a Sam's Club, and they have a little food section. So during the high school days, some of the kids would go down there and get pizzas and stuff. It's like a cafeteria. So some of the high schoolers, when break time, would go to get the pizza there because it was cheap. Well, my dad, anytime we would go to a Sam's Club, it was always a great adventure down there because you get some bulk items. Get a Coke, slushie, and a pretzel with salt and butter. That is what he would do with it. So it's ingrained into my brain. Sorry to call you out, Dad.
Really good to me.
They're always so good. But the Tigers leading 13-8. Scott, again, very competitive back and forth between these two teams. Specifically in this set defensively, the Bulldogs look more locked in, but the points and the luck just fall in the way of the Tigers.
Yeah, definitely the Tigers getting those breaks, like you said, those things that could go either way. They're going the way of the Tigers.
That timeout was provided to you by Kevin McGann with the Fortified Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group in this new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. And our premier sponsor here for today, Another Round / Rivers Edge Golf Course. After your golf game, swing into another round for some amazing food and drinks. Mickey Madison out the back. Point towards the Tigers. 14-8 now. It's now an increasing advantage for Hastings, who lead in won set number 1, 25-20, and hold a 1-0 set advantage. To the backside, Hamilton, Kamensky. Madison just has to swing it on over. Wasn't really prepared, and now here comes the other side. The Tigers up. Robinson. Kamensky there to get it set. Now Ewing with an attack. Tipped off the front by both Hamilton and Hermes. And now the other side, Beckby. Hamilton receives. Now Ewing gets it across to the back line. Lady Benson able. And now the Tigers looking to get something solidified up front again. There's Mickey Madison. That 5'7" frame doing her wonders. Tips it over. Just far out. That's one of the tough points right now defensively for the Dogs is they can't sub that front line out, and it's a rather short front line with Abbott Kamensky and Mickey Madison up front. So Ellie Robbins as well as Hermes just getting the better of the Dogs, and there's some luck as now here comes some height. Trinity Vac going to check in. Kaylee Brocious checks out. So Vac will serve now. Dogs trail 15-9 here in set number 2. Trinity Vac just gets it across, almost getting in for an ace. Far side Beckby. That's going to sneak in as Hamilton over-rotated to the middle part of the court. And with that, there was just too much space, and the Tigers offense able to find that hole and exploit it.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, just that defense got pulled in a little bit too much, and that left a huge hole.
Up here to serve now comes Addison Hermes. The set far side over to Kamensky, blocked off the front of attack by both Ellie Robbins and Mary Howie. So with that, as it fell out, a point for the Bulldogs again. So flipping back to their side, trailing 16-10. Also, thank you to our premier video sponsor for today, Allo Communications. You can go to allofiber.com to find all the latest information on their fiber utilities. As Ewing will get it over on her serve now. Howie in the middle, going to send it on over to Beckby. Blocked at the point of attack by Mickey Madison. Now on over, Purdy! That was pretty good, and that one gets in for a point, 16-11.
110%.
There's 110.
Great shot,
and
yeah.
just, wow, snuck in. That's one of the toughest things is just finding that fine line between the defender and the out-of-bounds line, and Purdy snuck it in.
It's like a pitcher catching the outside corner or a quarterback threading it through double coverage.
That's what it exactly was, and it worked out for the Dogs now, 16-11. Robbins' weak touch hits the front of the net, and with that, 16-12, another push offensively for the Dogs off of their serves, which has really been the highlight of this night so far offensively, is once they get control of the serve, they're able to do some damage. It's just that in-between defensive part, it's really been their struggle. As Howie gets it over, and that's picked up by Vac, and now Purdy again's able to squeak it in.
Same spot. And they are right on the line every time the Hastings coach is certain those balls are out, but the linesman confident, and they are. It looks like it from here. They're just catching that
squeaking in, and there's nothing you can do really defensively to make an adjustment. It's just Purdy putting it in really nicely as Howie on over to Beckby, and that time Beckby has it tipped off the front of the Bulldogs player and out of bounds. So with that, going to go the other way of Hastings is now checking in, getting ready to serve. I believe Carly Beckby will be serving for the Tigers as out goes Lexi Benson. Beckby to Purdy in the back line. Set. And Kamensky, Mickey Madison gets it across. Howie now sets to Robbins. Blocked to the point of attack. Good defensive effort from Purdy and Kamensky to block it at the front, but Allie Hamilton couldn't get there in time, and with that, a point falls the way of the Tigers, 18-13. Carly Beckby gets it across. Ewing receives the set by Trinity back all the way to the far side. Purdy tips it in. Oh, but there's some good awareness on the side of the Tigers to get there defensively. On the rotation. Oh, and late to the push. Trinity Vac rotating over. Little late on identifying where it was going to go, and with that, another point for the Tigers. 19-13 the lead. Now we're going to get on over to Purdy in the back line. Set. Madison off the front of the netting. Again, one of those tough things where you get the set super far back in your own side of the court. You're just asking for it to get smiked right into the net. So with a timeout, we'll take a quick break right here from 98.1 AM 1410 and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
We all tried to prepare for life's what-ifs, but what happens if those uncertainties become a reality? I'm Stephen Rhodes, and as your local farmer's insurance agent, I'm here for you. I can help you determine the coverage that fits your needs. When you have questions about insurance, turn to me, Stephen Rhodes, with Farmers Insurance. I'm proud to sponsor tonight's game. Go Bulldogs! Find me, Stephen Rhodes, at 102 North Dewey.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to the Doghouse. Bulldogs trailing the Tigers 20-13. That timeout provided by Kevin McGann with the Fortified Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our premier sponsor, Dave's Place Pizza and Wings on 1510 East 4th Street. Meet your friends or bring the family and enjoy the pizza of the month. Daily specials, wings, and more at Dave's Place. Bulldogs again trailing 20-13. Carly Beckby still up to serve. It's not one of those times where Tigers just eking one out slowly but steadily. As Ewing will see it in the back line. Vac to Purdy. Oh, she wound up for that one, but good block at the front by Howie as well as Robbins. Here comes Purdy again. She surprised him and tipped it, but Howie's there defensively to save it. Now Curtis gets it over to Ewing. Vac set. Near side. That one for Mickey Madison, and she tips it in. That's a point for the Dogs, and now a substitution. Kylie Tilford as well as Grace Ryland checking in with Hallie Hamilton serving. 20-14 the lead for the Tigers here in set number 2. Hamilton's serve gets to Robbins in the backside. Howie to Curtis, who just has to spike it over. Good pickup from Vac. Hamilton. Purdy. And it's in on the near sideline this time, 20-15. Purdy really liking the sidelines today, and why not when she's just been able to sneak them in every time?
Yep, a single block on her, took away the inside, and she said, all right, I'll stay away from the cross court and hammer it down the line.
And successfully did so. Now a 5-point lead for the Tigers, 20-15. Howie to Curtis, who just flies it out the back, not getting set properly. And with that, 20-16 now. Dogs slowly crawling their way back in. Hallie Hamilton on her now 4th serve. Gets it across really well to the backside. Awkwardly received off the hands of Carly Beckby.
Timeout coming, maybe?
I would assume so.
No.
Coach is telling them on their side to just calm it down. Allie Sosi telling it to just take a little breather. 20-17 now. As here comes Hamilton's serve against set 2. Bulldogs trailing 1 set after falling in game 1. 25-20.
We gotta call it.
You got to call it. Yep, Corey Curtis. And a timeout is finally called as the points. The Dogs were trailing by 6, now only trail by 2. With that timeout provided by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group, we'll also take a break right here at FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming NorthPlattePost.com.
Hi, this is Linda from Fellows Home Appliance. We are North Platte's only locally owned and operated Whirlpool exclusive dealer. We have 2 Whirlpool trained technicians to handle warranty and out-of-warranty Whirlpool repairs. We offer delivery and installation on all the Whirlpool appliances we sell. For your next Whirlpool appliance, come in to 321 East 5th Street, North Platte. Fellows Home Appliance. We service what we sell.
Sure, there's lots of Class A driving jobs out there, but let me tell you about Creek Harrier.
Welcome back here to the Doghouse. Bulldogs clawing their way back in, no pun intended, 20-18. It's Hallie Hamilton up for her 5th serve, really been on a roll for the Bulldogs. And now trailed by 2 here in set 2. Howie, far side, Ellie Robbins. Trinity Vac was there defensively, had to get down on her knees to save it, but just bounced off her arm a little too strong out of bounds. 21-18.
Yeah, timeout work for Hastings. Yeah, that's what you want. Slow down or stop that run by the Bulldogs. Big
they
point.
Did so.
That's a big point.
Ellie Robbins now up to serve. Going to get it to Ryland in the back. Vac to Purdy. Oh, the quick hit, not firing in properly. Out the back it goes, and that's a point fall in the way of the Tigers, 22-18.
Yeah, man, that last point big because it was either going to be 1 or it was going to be 3, and 3 in the 20s. Not where you want to be.
Not where you want to be. 22-18 now the lead. Robbins with the easy receive. There's Mary Howie awkwardly having that set fall through her hands. 22-19. As checking in, Kaylee Brocious with Abby Kamensky now serving for North Platte. Set number 2, Bulldogs trailed 22-19. As Mary Howie awkwardly tips it over, but there's Hamilton to receive. Far side, Purdy! Blocked off the front, out of bounds! Mary Howie was there to block it from Purdy, and it falls out of bounds in favor of the Dogs. 22-20 now. 2-point advantage for Hastings.
Kaminsky, a good one to have serving in this situation.
Kamensky gets it to the backside, awkwardly set up. What a save by Mary Howie. Gets it over, and now, though, the Dogs will set up. Kylie Tilford not too prepped for that attack. Just gets it over. It's Kamensky there to save it. Hamilton to Purdy. Blocked off the front of attack. Mary Howie there again. Kamensky to Purdy once more. Oh, she wanted to surprise tip it, but didn't know how far away from the net she was. So when she tipped it, it just fell flat into it. 23-20. So again, a tough one. Sometimes you think you're a little closer to the net than you really are. 23-20 is, that's going to fly out the back from Mary Howie. 23-21. One mistake then leads to a mistake on the other side by the Tigers, so the Bulldogs are back in it.
Give it back to us.
As Addison Hewling will check in. Carly Purdy up to Cardi Purdy.
Rocking some Cardi B on the
I was a little bit, Mix was popping some Cardi today. As that one from Purdy falls in for the ace. 23-22 now. Bulldogs got back into it. Trailing now by 1. And again, you thought Abby Kamensky was up a good position to serve. Here, Carly Purdy now up to serve. Just a little bit more power on that side as Purdy gets it across. Curtis blocks at the front of the attack.
Touch.
That's a double hit.
4 hits.
And with that, a point towards the Dogs. They tied this game right back up, and a timeout has to be called on the side of Hastings. And with that, we'll also take a timeout. Thank you again to Kevin McGann with the Fortify Group sponsoring our timeouts today. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group, his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Bulldogs tied up 23-23.
Experience is something many can claim, but few can live up to. Larry's Glass has decades of experience, from small window jobs to large industrial businesses. Larry's has the right experience to get the work completed and looking incredible the first time. No more rookies looking at your window and trying to figure out if it's glass or if it's plastic. Larry's Glass has the knowledge, expertise, and experience to handle every type of glass situation. Others say they have it, only Larry's can claim it. Experience. Find it at Larry's Glass in North Platte.
Welcome back to the Doghouse. Bulldogs tied up here with the Tigers, 23-23. Carly Purdy up to serve. She'll get it across, received in the back line by Beckby. Curtis getting across. Kamensky there to receive. Hamilton now will set it up. Dogs just have to get it over, though, and they will. Laney Benson. Howie off the middle. Oh, no! Great tip coming in on the side, I believe. In the front, Rachel Rowe just tipping it over and getting just off of Kylie Tilford's hand awkwardly, and that's a point towards the Tigers, 24-23. Here in set number 2, Tigers have a 1-0 set advantage. As that'll get over to Ewing, Kamensky has to run on over and set it to the Dogs, and Tilford fly it out the back. And with that, set 2 ends for the Dogs as they fall in set number 2, 25-23. That's a tough one, to lose on that one. 25-23, you kept it so close. 2-0 is the advantage right now on the side of, Hastings. So we'll take a quick little break. We come back, it is time for the final set here of the day potential final set of the day between the Bulldogs and the Tigers right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming NorthPlattePost.com.
Your health is nothing to fool with. That's why when supplies are important, you should trust no one but the best. Great Plains Home Care Equipment features full home care outfits. All of the items you or your loved one will need for rehabilitation, including oxygen and respiratory equipment, whether it's for staying at home or for moving around. Great Plains Home Care Equipment, 600 East Francis Street, Suite 6 in North Platte.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Ooh, boy, the summer is flying by at Larry's RV in North Platte. Stop by if you're looking for a new RV or needing parts and accessories. New Bullet travel trailers are arriving, and Rockwell travel trailers and fifth wheels coming soon. A new 2022 Milestone 326 RL fifth wheel is here. A very spacious living room and an island kitchen that has a wine refrigerator. A large bedroom slide extends into the bathroom, and a cozy fireplace in the living room. Tour the new Milestone 326 RL fifth wheel at Larry's RV in North Platte today. Easy financing also available with approved credit.
Swift Auto Center.
Go Dogs from Swift Auto Center of North Platte as you listen on KWOQ North Platte 1410 AM and FM 98.1.
Welcome back, Dogs. Lost set number 2, 25-23. Clawed their way back in. Just couldn't do it. Hey, again, thank you to our premier sponsors here for today. Sandhills State Bank, the most committed brand in banking with locations in North Platte, Ogallala, Grant, Juanita Bassett, Valentine, Harrison, Alliance, Arthur, and Hyannis. Go to sandhillstate.com for a full list of services and locations. Scott, set 2 observations. Take it away.
Yeah, I tell you what, another one of those sets where Hastings again just got the bigger run in the set, and the Dogs trying to claw their way back in, creeping up into within a couple, even a 1 point lead or deficit at some 1 point. But the Tigers just, I tell you what, they're getting the runs, and that's what's been the difference.
That's what's been the difference. They get out to just a far enough advantage where it
not quite Margarita.
Not quite Margarita advantage, but just far enough where it's almost out of reach no matter how much of an effort or how much of a comeback you put in. But now with set number 3, the final set of the day coming in this five game. That's right, 5-game series between these two. Dogs looking to rally back. You saw some more life at the end of set number 2. Just wasn't enough. Maybe this is where the comeback begins. Addison Hermes up to serve first for Hastings. And unfortunately, it falls just right in front of Hallie Hamilton for an ace on the side of the Tigers. Not the best way to start if you're a Bulldog.
No.
Coming out of a pretty important set. You started off giving up an ace.
Right.
Not where you want to put your best foot forward in that one. Hermes now gets it to Hamilton again. The set from Vac. Oh, no, some more miscommunication. Trinity Vac too hard with the set. Kylie Tilford not ready for it.
That's tuck.
And there it is. That's, again, as you said, keys to the game. Again, presented by Al's Lock and Safe. Communication. And so far in these first two, not too good communication. Mickey Madison has a block to the front. Tilford. Oh, and that one on over to Purdy. The Dogs have to get it over after it was touched to the front by Mickey Madison. Now the Tigers with an opportunity. Beckby out the back it goes on that spike. 2-1. Almost said 20-1, but didn't get that far in Margarita land. 2-1.
That would have been.
Where would we be if it's 20-1?
Top of the table, baby.
So up to serve Trinity Vac. The Dogs trailing by 1, 2-1. Howie, far side to Beckby. Again, back-to-back. Far out the back. Beckby thought it was off the tip of a Bulldog finger. Didn't get the call. 2-2. Wait, hold on now. Whoa, timeout now. Wait a second. It's now Hastings with the point. I saw the motion towards the Dogs.
Must have
been a late change. So now with that, Beckby will be up to serve for the Tigers as the Dogs awkwardly set their offense up, but get it across in time. And there's Robbins to Tilford and Mickey Madison with her tip on the other side. Now a quick point over for North Platte, and it's just right back the other way, essentially.
Right back at it. Now you got need a little run. Dogs need to find a little run early.
And you know what? What better than to come on and get that run started with the serve as it's been all night. Kylie Tilford doing the honors. Dogs trailing by 1, 3-2. Tilford gets it across on over to Hermes. And Curtis spikes it over. Another time, Kamensky there, and Howie tips it over, but there's Trinity Vac. Hamilton to Kamensky. In on that far side corner.
Nice shot.
3-3. The lines have been playing in favor of the Dogs here today.
They found them for sure, yeah.
And
that last set, Carly Purdy, I mean, just to the frustration
many times, many times, just thinning that needle, and that time Abby Kamensky doing it the same. And that's just boils it down to you're just the better player and getting a really good spike off. As now on the other side, Robbins just going to tip it over, and there's Kamensky to receive. Far side, Purdy not ready, and it's just going to spike it off the front of the net again. Doesn't get it properly set up, has to kind of hesitate, reset. She's too far away and just spikes into the net.
Yeah, you're right. Just got a little bit too far off, couldn't get a good approach on it. Unfortunate.
4-3. Ellie Robbins now up to serve. Hamilton in the back line gets it. Vac to Purdy. She winds up. What a one-handed save coming from Beckby. And now the Dogs will reset up again. Purdy one more time. That one just tips on over. And Curtis was not ready. Corey Curtis was not ready. Trinity Vac, excuse me. Carly Purdy at the same time wasn't ready for that one. Got it over. Now it's a 4-4 ball game here. Hallie Hamilton up to serve. It's a 2-0 set advantage for the Tigers. We're in set number 3. Bulldogs looking to start the comeback. Hamilton, though, fortunately, serves it right into the front of her own net. And with that, the other way it goes for the Tigers, 5-4. Even though this game is very close, it could be actually swinging in favor of North Platte, but some silly mistakes early on really costing them.
Yeah, definitely in this one for sure. Obviously 1 point, but Dogs have shot themselves in the foot a couple times here early on.
Mary Howie now up to serve, and, well, Hastings just shot themselves in the foot. It's 5-5. Not a clean set from either side. Abby Kamensky now going to take her chances of serving as Kaylee Brocious checks in. First substitution for North Platte as out goes Trinity Vac. Kamensky with an odd service. She didn't get her full hand on it. You could hear it. As you could tell, a sound difference when you get it off properly, when you don't get it off properly.
Right.
Didn't get it off or didn't hit the right part of her hand, bounced off the side of it and hit the front of the net. Now another point towards the Tigers. With Lexi Benson serving, gets it on over to Ryland. Set, Purdy! Out of there comes Mary Howie, and now Tigers just have to get it over as they couldn't set it up offensively. Ryland, Kamensky, far side, and that's Ewing! Just tips out the front of the net into an ocean-sized hole in the middle of the Tigers' territory. 6-6.
Yeah, great job recognizing, seeing that gap in the defense.
6-6 here, set number 3. Carly Purdy up to serve. With the game tied here in set number 3. Lainey Benson to Mary Howie. And then Beckby has it tipped off the front of Brocious and Ewing, and it'll fall inside North Platte territory. A point for the Tigers. A back and forth affair.
Back and forth, tit for tat.
And in theory, that should favor North Platte with the way that if they start getting on a roll, have been able to take over the latter portions of a game. Or a set, excuse me. Kamensky to Tilford. Oh! Right there was Hermes as well as Ellie Robbins. Stuffing it right back into the side of the Bulldogs. 8-6 now, the largest lead of the game in this set for Hastings.
Early on, though, definitely been when the Dogs have given up those runs that have kind of been the difference at the end of the set.
That's right. So now they're in closer as an awkward receive. Sets in, and both sides really not being able to get their offense set up as Mary Howie gets it off to Hamilton. Back to Tilford, who tips it, but there's Beckby. And Beckby again going to reserve the favor. But out of bounds. North Platte ball, 8-7. Again, as you said, Hastings will get on a run. Bulldogs will answer, come up just a bit short. So with the game only separated by 1, you would say if the trend still continues on, it would favor the Bulldogs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if the Dogs can get a little run and then keep battling like we've seen them do in the second half of the set, be a good thing.
Be a good thing as Howie has Robbins just get it over to Purdy in the middle. Kamensky tipped by Brocious and off of the hand of Beckby. Carly Beckby just tipping it wrongly. Falls down 8-8 the ball game now. Tying it right back up. No team really getting a solid advantage or just solid momentum overall. Serve from Ewing to the back line. It goes to Lexi Benson, and Ellie Robbins finds the soft spot in the defense just out of reach. Carly Purdy, and with that, another point going the way of the Tigers as it's now 9-8. Either side really putting in some good back and forth action. And now up here to serve goes Hermes. Kamensky to the near side as Brocious will just tip it over, not too ready for it. Howie to Beckby, and Beckby just in front of Carly Purdy, who couldn't react in time. Hastings now putting their foot down and swinging the momentum right back in their favor.
Yeah, and again, just putting them just in the right spots where Purdy, in that case, unable to get to it.
Back-to-back right in front of Purdy. Just too quick and out of reach for her. Hamilton receives. Kamensky to the far side of Mickey Madison. Oh, but she couldn't get it. Howie tips it over, but there's Kamensky to save it there perfectly on defense. Backline attack from Purdy. Yeah. That one worked perfectly in favor of the Dogs as Ellie Robbins was there to stuff it, but it stuffed right back onto her side. And again, that backline attack, hit or miss every once in a while, but when it's Carly Purdy, you have a little more faith that's going to hit properly.
Well, the thing about the back row attacks is you get a ton of topspin on them, and that's what you saw right there was that topspin rolling off the block.
Now the Dogs again tipped that one from Mickey Madison. It's tied 10-10. No side again getting away from each other. Largest lead of the game has only been 2 on the side of the Tigers. Dogs looking for their first lead since the early portions of this third set. Trinity Vac gets a nice one across as Lainey Benson gets it to Beckby. And then off the front. Oh, that was a good attack from Carly Beckby. Bounced off of 2 North Platte defenders out of bounds. That point away at the Tigers.
Yep, you're right. It was just a lot of power and using that block to her advantage instead of her detriment.
Yep. Corey Curtis now checks in for Lexi Benson as Carly Beckby goes back to serve for Hastings. 11-10 here, set number 3. As Beckby gets it back to Purdy. The set, and then the attack from Tilford. It's going to fall the way of the Dogs as it tipped off the front of a Tigers player inbounds for a point to the Dogs. 11-11 now. Kylie Tilford will take the serves on the side of North Platte with the game tied here in set number 3. The oh-so-crucial set number 3. Beckby in the back line gets it. Howie now. Curtis just has to tip it on over and does so, and there's Hallie Hamilton. Tip from back to Madison. One, there it is. Another point falling away right in front of Lainey Benson. The Dogs' first first lead since the early portions of this third set. Now the momentum looking to swing back in their favor. Kylie Tilford still up to serve her second. Gets it across well to the back line. Howie sets it. The Tigers just have to get it over and not setting their offense up properly. Vac to Kamensky, but there's Howie able to receive. Lainey Benson to Corey Curtis. But Vac once more again there, and now there's, unfortunately for Ivy Kamensky, who was lining up for a big one, spikes it right in the front of the net. As now Grace Ryland checks in for North Platte and Ellie Robbins to serve. We're tied back up 12-12.
Right again there, I think just dropped a little bit too low for Abby to get underneath it enough to get it over.
Robbins with a nice serve to Hamilton as it bounced awkwardly off her, so the Dogs just have to get it over. And now Robbins receives. Here comes the offense from the Tigers. Curtis to the back line off of Grace Ryland, and that puts Tigers back up front 13-12. I mean, we talked about the swings of momentums in the last couple of sets with a game that's been so back and forth. You maybe think even if the Dogs have shown they can come back, kind of throws everything off just a smidge.
Yeah, I mean, I think just, confidence when every time it looks like you're going to get a little run, you bam, dang it, right back to them, and then bam, they're tied up again. So Dogs just got to maintain their confidence.
Not, again, the consecutive foot in front of the other proverbial speech. Put 1 foot in front of the other. If you put 1 foot forward, 2 steps back, or 1 step back, then you're kind of just thinking, oh, crap, where's the next? What do I do now? Is that point going to fall away as an ace?
Jazz score.
From Hallie Hamilton. Jazz score.
You're going to do the jazz
14-13. Bulldogs retake the lead here, set number 3. They trail 2-0. In total sets, that's the second straight ace for Hallie Hamilton. That's now the Bulldogs' biggest lead of set number 3, up to 15-13.
Yeah, that's it. Like you said earlier, this is where the run can start for the Bulldogs from the service line. Let's do it.
Hamilton with her third serve now. Gets it to the back line to Lainey Benson. Howie. And then Beckby. What a save from Hamilton, but it falls out of bounds. Another point going the way of the Tigers. They now trail by 1, 15-14. Hey, thank you again to our premier sponsors for today. CT Computer Services, your IT guy since 2005. Mary Howie gets it on over. Good dive from Hamilton, but the Dogs just have to get it over when they ran out of hits. Lainey Benson, Howie, far side. There is Hermes, and off of Carly Purdy's arm. We're back tied 15-15. Really, note every team, the team's allergic to 3. Plus 3 is the problem at the moment. No team has been able to get above a 3-point lead. Now we're back tied 15 apiece. Here in the potential final set, set 3. Mary Howie gets it on over to Purdy. Then back to Purdy. And that one bouncing off the front arm of Rachel Rowe in the front, and it just falls down for a Bulldog point. 16-15, as now Abby Kamensky will serve.
Abby again, got a little run last set. Let's see if she can do it again. Might have been early. No, it was last set.
It was last set,
last set, yeah.
Again, Bulldogs getting the majority of their runs through the service line. As that one has to be stuffed, and it is stuffed at the front. Carly Purdy, 2-point lead for the Dogs, 17-15 here in set number 3, and a timeout has to be taken on the side of the Tigers. They trail 17-15. This timeout provided to you by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. We come back, more action with the Dogs leading in set number 3, 17-15.
An indoor practice facility at the Lake Maloney Golf Club is opening in October. Practice your golf game year-round at the Lake Maloney Golf Club. Right now, they have some special savings. An annual pass sale, individual $450, save $15 an hour. And a family package at $650, save $19 an hour. Sign up for a 10-year individual membership at $4,500 and a 10-year family membership at only $6,500. Host a corporate event at $200 an hour. More details, call the clubhouse at 308-532-9998.
Napa know-how.
Anderson & Sons Napa, your locally owned Napa dealer. Anderson & Sons will help you with your yearly maintenance on mowers, trimmers, snow blowers, and other small engines. In the market for market.
Welcome back to the Doghouse. Bulldogs leading 17, make it 18-15. The first 3-point lead of this set, and it falls in favor of the Bulldogs as good serve from Kamensky caught Mary Howie off guard, and that's a point for North Platte. As they just are in full control right now in this game. As Lainey Benson gets it to Howie again. Near side Hermes to Kamensky. Hamilton flying all the way from her back row to get it to Kaylee Barocious. 6-1 in, 19-15, 4-point advantage for the Dogs. Look at that. Now we're on the fourth serve, and that just like last set. Abby Kamensky getting the points up for the Dogs.
Oh,
well, yeah, you know, I didn't knock on wood, and with that, the jinxter, and out the back it goes. So 19-16.
Good little run, though. That was a great run.
That was a strong run. Got the largest lead of this set, +4, and now it's only +3, 19-16 in favor of North Platte, which could be the cushion with how close these two teams are playing. Back up to 4 as Lexi Benson spikes it into the net. As Kylie Tilford will check in for Grace Ryland, and Carly Purdy now up to serve. Pretty dangerous combo going from Abby Kamensky to Purdy.
Yes, sir. Good chance here. Run it out.
Here in set 3, Bulldogs lead 20-16. Purdy's serve gets back to Lainey Benson. Howie on over to Beckby. Again, that soft spot in that defense. Right in the middle. They were perfect in terms of the rotation and where they need to be, just leaving too much of a gap in the middle.
Now somebody's got to take authority and take that ball. Nobody's talking out there.
Many of times the Bulldogs have left a really big hole in the middle that has just been exploited by the Tigers for easy points. But Ewing blocking it off the front of a Tigers player, and that's another point towards North Platte, 21-17. Back to the back and forth, but that small spurt run by North Platte paying dividends at this point.
It is. That's been the difference in sets 1 and 2, is that was Hastings with those little runs that cushioned them.
Ewing going to get it on to the other side as Lexi Benson gets it. And then Beckby to Purdy in the back line. Kamensky, as Kylie Tilford just has to spike it on over too lightly. As our board had a little bit of some fun. Purdy getting it in the middle. The set, Barocious to the back line. What a diving save from Lainey Benson. And now Beckby just has to spike it on over. Ewing receives. Back on over to Tilford. Howie receives, then Lainey. Then Beckby tipping it across to Kamensky. Bulldogs will reset up, but they just have to hit it on over after not getting it properly. Oh my gosh! But the Tigers weren't ready. And with that, a point going on over to North Platte. 22-17 now. It looked like the Dogs weren't set up properly on offense, but at the same time, excuse me, Tigers weren't set up properly on the defensive side.
Able to get it over, that's what mattered. Let the opponent make the mistake.
Ewing to Lexi Benson. Howie, and now over to Beckby. Whoa, Carly Purdy there to stop it. Good reaction, but Tilford just slowly sets it on over. Now the Tigers set up, and some miscommunication on their end. 23-17, Dogs closing in on a victory here in set number 3, up 23-17. As freshly checking in on the side of the Tigers, Shaylee Knott. Her first action is Ewing again, gets it over, and that'll fall in. Another point for the Dogs. Ewing with the run. Addison Ewing getting it across 24-17.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. We're going to a set 4. It's looking more likely. Addison Ewing with the match point. To the back line to Lexi Benson. Howie to Beckby off the front. They're going to say that's blocked off a North Platte player, so another opportunity for the Tigers. And that time pushed in on the side. Addison Hermes will get the point, and with that, 24-18.
Okay, we got this. Set point.
Addison Hermes up to serve, so again, got to be perfect on the side of the Tigers as Purdy, has that one awkwardly fall off of her set, 24-19.
5 set points.
Again, though, you got 24.
6
We're at
set
24, so that's the nice spot. So if one mistake on the side of Hastings, that's all it takes, and it's a match 3 victory for the Dogs. Tipped over by Mickey Madison, but the Tigers there to defend. Beckby, and where's it going to fall? It's going to fall right in front. Kaylee Brocious, a point towards Hastings, 24-20. Again, you got that nice cushion.
Only takes one mistake.
Only takes one mistake, as that mistake almost happened there, going out the back. Purdy, then Madison, and she tips it in. The Dogs get the set 3 victory. With that, we're heading to a set 4. 25-20, the victory for the Bulldogs. We are now heading on to, you guessed it, Scotty, set number 4. 2-1 advantage on the side of Hastings, with the Dogs able to bounce back in set 3. We're going to go to set 4 when we come back right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming as always, NorthPlattePost.com.
James and I are having a beef.
About which Runza burger is best.
It's the savory Swiss mushroom. Hands down.
No, it's the double cheeseburger. 2 burgers better than 1, because math.
The spicy Jack burger is also good.
True. Wait, why are we fighting?
I forget. Come get your favorite Runza burger today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
With lots of new and pre-owned vehicles, Premier Toyota just south of I-80 in North Platte is ready to help you get into the ride you've been dreaming of. Whether you want to buy or lease, find out for yourself what an enjoyable experience it is to do business with the staff at Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota also offers the Toyota Cares maintenance plans. Test drive a new Toyota today and like them on Facebook for what's new. Let's go places. Premier Toyota in North Platte.
Not sure where to find your students' grades? How about events or news about your student's school? Well, at North Platte Public Schools, we have an app for that. Downloading the app is free and easy. Simply visit your app store and search for North Platte School District. Once it's downloaded, you can adjust the settings to meet your needs. Next time you need to know what's on the lunch menu or review the school announcements, remember, we have an app for that. We are NPPS. Come grow with us.
How would you like to get a warranty on a used car, truck, or SUV? When you purchase a qualified pre-owned vehicle at Premier Toyota in North Platte, it comes with a 6-month or 6,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. 6-month or 6,000 miles, whichever comes first. That is totally awesome when you are buying a pre-owned vehicle. Stop out and talk to the friendly staff at Premier Toyota, just south of I-80 today. Take a test drive and get a warranty on qualified pre-owned vehicles. Let's go places.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back here to the Doghouse. Scotty C, Paxton Gordon. Set number 4. Hastings leads North Platte 2-1. Scott.
Yes, sir.
Set number 3, like a completely different set. Either side really not being able to get any run going early on until North Platte got that late game rally and then took them down 25-20. Abby Kamensky over rotation from the Tigers, left the backside wide open. And with that, a point, 1-0 towards the Dogs. Looks like the same mistakes that were happening in the first 2 sets for North Platte now falling in the way of the Tigers, which is kind of interesting. As Trinity Vac with her second, received by Lexi Benson. The set now over, and that one really pushed, could have been out, but Purdy said otherwise. As Tilford on the attack, once again in front of the near side line, out of bounds. It falls in for a Bulldog point, 2-0. Serve number 3 for Kylie Tilford. Dogs up 2-0 in set 4.
I think that's Trinity. Back.
I don't know who I said there. I should be said Trinity back. My brain might have said differently.
All right. It's late.
As Kamensky, oh!
Although I do get up a lot earlier.
You do get, so you are.
I'm on that.
I did take a nap as well, so I have no excuse.
Baby. New tropics.
As that one just skied out the back from Tilford. That one was close. Just no cigar. 2-1 now. Tigers now taking advantage, but they make a mistake on their serve from Addison Hermes, and with that, 3-1. As Kylie Tilford up to serve now for the Dogs. Here, set number 4. Still a 2-1 advantage for the Tigers. Tilford gets it to Laney Benson. Howie to Robbins. Oh, as Trinity Vac, a little too far extended forward, reached her hand up to try to stop the momentum of the ball, and with that, it pushes itself out of bounds. 3-2. With now up here to serve, going to be coming Carly Beckby.
It's kind of in one of those hard spots to play it. Your brain again confused, like overhand pump. What do I do?
And because of that,
spike hit.
Point falls the way of the Tigers. Oh, well, goes right back the other way. There's Carly Purdy.
Carly coming.
Whenever a point is needed, Carly Purdy steps up to the challenge. 4-2 now with Hallie Hamilton up to serve. Now a 2-point advantage for North Platte. 4-2 here in set 4. Hamilton, soft serve off the front. She had a really strong serve set last set, or a serve section in her last set. That time not off to the best start. 4-3, and checking in for the first time here today, Sophia Jarmer on the side of the Tigers. 5'4" freshman getting some action. Strong serve on over to Hamilton. The set from Vac over to Kamensky. Oh, but there's a good receive from Beckby. Kamensky on the second attack!
Yeah.
In that back far corner, Abby Kamensky coming from the striker position, really strong in this set. That's 2 points she's able to collect. And now she's up to serve, and, well, last 2 times she's come up here to serve, she's been on fire.
Yes, she has.
Been the real fire starter for the Bulldogs offense.
I love fire starter. Romstein, baby. Is that Romstein?
I have no clue. How would I know?
Yeah,
I'm too young
come
for
on
that.
now.
As that one gets just barely over. Good save. Howie able to tip it over, but the Dogs set up for Purdy. Oh, there's Laney Benson now. Mary Howie on over to Curtis. Whoa, and there's going to be a net infraction on the side of the Bulldogs. So that point's going to fall the way of the Tigers. 5-4. Now up here to serve comes Mary Howie for Hastings as they trail 1. Howie gets it across on over to Euling.
Is the prodigy.
Addison to Purdy. Oh, that's going to bounce off of Laney Benson for a point. You were saying I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry, you were paying attention to volleyball. I was looking at it was the Prodigy.
The Prodigy. Okay.
Breathe is the name of that song.
Oh yes. So 6-4. Thank you. That was some good information though. It's like a trivia question. 6-4.
Don't let your kids listen to it.
Bulldogs up front. Carly Purdy now up to serve. That one just tips. Oh, in. Can the Tigers save it? No, they cannot. Good strong serve from Carly Purdy. 7-4.
Keep it running.
Largest lead of this set for the Bulldogs. They're on quite a roll, Scott.
Yeah, Carly Purdy and Abby Kaminsky have been the two you've wanted at the service line tonight.
And they have been on fire when it comes to that entirely as itself. On the side of the Bulldogs, and timeout has to be called on the side of, Hastings. 8-4 is where we currently sit. Dogs leading. Scott, it's been quite a last couple of sets for North Platte. Kind of take us through what you think has changed for the better on their side.
Well, I think they've just been, number one, not giving Hastings those runs. We in sets 1 and 2, we saw Hastings, get some 4 or 5 point leads, and those really make a difference when you get to the end of the set. But Dogs, the last 2 sets, or I should say the last set, and so far in this one, they've been the ones that have been kind of maintaining that little lead.
They have been, and thank you again to our premier sponsors here for today. On over at Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota, just south of I-80 in North Platte, invites you to stop out and take a test drive. Premier Toyota, let's go places. Bulldogs up 8-4 here in set number 4. They trailed 2-1, but got their first set victory. Last set out, looking to really bounce back. Scott, what does Hastings actually now have to do to refocus it back in? Look on their side.
It's been kind of those same plaguey problems we saw with North Platte in the first couple sets. A lot of miscommunication, a lot of delayed reactions to the ball, which of course throws off your pass. So kind of a flip-flop in the kind of the place.
In the place as Kamensky spikes it into the net on her serve. 8-5 now. The advantage for the Dogs, so still working their way back into it, but now 8. Should be 8-5. We still have it 8-4.
I still have the sponsors up. Sorry about that.
Scott getting the extra times in as we're looking to see what. There's a call on the court.
I think they're checking a rotation.
Pointing at Carly Purdy. So the point fell the way of the Tigers. So it is 8-5 now, but interested in what this call will mean. I guess one of the net judges just looking to get reset up on where everybody is. 8-5, Dogs still leading over the Tigers. (2-1) the set advantage on the side of the Tigers. We're still looking to get this rotation and figured out. So mass it's on the Bulldogs side, and maybe they got it all set up, and now they do. Tigers, though, still will be serving 8-5 as that's going to go to Corey Curtis. Get it on over to Purdy. The set and some more miscommunication as Kamensky was setting it towards the middle on over to both Tilford or Brocious. Either didn't talk about it, and with that, another point towards Tigers. 8-6 now, Bulldogs advantage. Curtis, nice serve on over to Hamilton. Kamensky sets, and Tilford has to tip it on over. Picked up by the Tigers. Oh, wow, what a save from the Dogs. Defensively, now the Tigers reset back up and stuffed it down. Madison Euling and Kaylee Brocious there. And a rotation coming in as Lexi Benson and checking in now Mickey Madison. 3-point lead, 9-6 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a big block there by Euling, man. She just stuffed that.
Euling with the ace. Dogs back up 4, 10-6 now here in set 4. Momentum fully now in favor of North Platte. Third serve for Addison Euling, 10-6. Scott, we're going to set 5 at this rate, which is nice because the Dogs struggling communication-wise in the first 2 sets seem to have turned it around here.
Yeah, they got confidence. They've been playing with the lead for most of this set, and that's given them a little confidence and let them relax.
Let them relax, and another point falling the way of North Platte. So now it's 11-6. Dogs taking over full control. Euling on over, picked up by Lexi Benson. And now the Tigers just have to get it over if not properly setting up. Kamensky with the reach down. Euling with the reach out and not setting up properly inside of the Dogs. So another opportunity for the Tigers. Beckby, good block at the point of attack by Brocious. Kamensky, and now North Platte just has to get it over. Howie in the middle. On over and just tipping it into the soft spot. Ay, caramba. There, Shaylee Knott tipping it over the outreached hand of Kaylee Brocious. 11-7. Now the advantage for the side of Hastings. As up to serve comes Lainey Benson. Benson Gets it on over now onto the side. Beckby really pushing it back to Hamilton, who will get it. And now Barocious on over, but there's Benson once again. Howie, far side, Beckby. Whoa, on over to Carly Purdy, who's there with good reflexes, and now Tilford just gets it over to Laney Benson. Howie, on up. Hermes to Purdy, nice dive. And now setting up the Dogs offense. Tilford pushing it to the back line to Lexi Benson. And then Beckby go out the back, and another point for the Bulldogs. They really getting themselves into this game. As Trinity Vac checks in, she'll get some served. Bulldogs up 11-7 now. As Sten, we're getting some now talk with one of the officials with head coach about a substitution change, I guess, at this point. Scott, what do you see out there maybe as a volleyball expert to see what they're talking about?
Well, I think my guess is, once you sub for one person, you can only sub for that person. Obviously, the libero has a little bit more freedom, but I think what happened was they just didn't get the substitution recorded. They went on too quick, and the official scorebook didn't get the substitution recorded.
12-7. As Vac will get it on over. Dogs up in this one. The set on over. Tip from that one. Tripped in on the side of Beckby. And now it's a point towards Hastings. They trail 4 now, 12-8. Here in set number 4. With now up here to serve coming in, Addison Hermes. Gets a nice one over to Purdy in the back line. The set. And the spike from Madison. Gets in after the late touch from Lexi Benson on the near side. Another point towards North Platte, 13-8. Hey, thank you again to our premier sponsors here for today. Another round / Rivers Edge Golf Course. Good times, great food, drinks, and sports. Another round sports bar at the Rivers Edge Golf Course. Come have another round with them. Now offering Cody Kino. Serve coming in on the backside from Tilford as Hamilton receives. Back to Kamensky. Tips it into the hole, but good awareness on the side of the Tigers to capitalize and recover. And, miscommunication from Trinity Vac. And Hallie Hamilton letting an easy one fall in. As out goes Kylie Tilford, and Grace Ryland checks in, 13-9. Again, a nice, still comfortable cushion for North Platte.
Right.
Just still these, but these small.
Get the blender out.
I know, but these small little mistakes starting to pile up. Ryland to Vac, far side, Purdy. That was pretty good. That one's sneaking right in front of Laney Benson. Another point towards the Dogs, 14-9.
Not sure that Carly got all of that, and I think that's kind of what made it hard to defend. Was it was off speed compared to what you see in that the defense was expecting a big slam.
Hallie Hamilton now up to serve, gets to the back line to Beckby. Now Curtis just has to tip it on over, and there to receive it is Trinity Vac. On over to Hamilton. Now Purdy awkwardly. Wow, that was the most awkward setup I've seen tonight, and she still somehow finagled her way into a point, and a timeout has to be called on the side of the Hastings Tigers. With that, we'll also take a break right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming as always on NorthPlattePost.com.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. That is how I try to live mine, too. At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Doghouse. Bulldogs leading 15-9. Hey, these last two sets have been working their way back into it. 15-9, Scott. After the first two sets, it kind of looked kind of scary, but towards the end of set 2, some magic has happened, and now these last couple of this last set previously and then this set continuation been on point, 15-9.
Sure.
Well, I say that as Hallie Hamilton throws it out the back, just like I almost threw my cell phone out the back accidentally. So now
come on,
checking.
man, you've knocked the board off.
I did. I knocked the board off accidentally.
Almost.
Sophia Jarmer now checking in. I almost threw my phone. I almost threw my water. I dropped my water bottle so many times now. It has a constant wobble.
The Hydro Flask is beat up, man.
Yeah, it's looking a little rough. It's a massive dent in it, and it's just sad. But again, Jarmer coming up to serve. 15-10 the lead for North Platte. Here in set number 4, Hastings leads 2-1. Well, let's make it now 16-0 as Jarmer spikes it into the front of the net.
16-10.
Yep.
You said 16-0.
What time is it right now? 9:14. We're getting close to my bedtime here, everybody.
No, it's
the old man over here, myself, at 23
right?
needs to go to bed at 10 o'clock.
You, man. Look at the new tropics.
So now Abby Kamensky up to serve, and she's been the deadly player on the serve side. Well, unfortunately, can't get much of Abby Kamensky on the serve is Mary, coughing that one. I'm telling you.
He's just throwing names out there.
Mary Howie.
Okay, yeah.
I had it right, but I had a mid-cough and something in the back of my throat tickled me, so it's 16-11. Oh, my goodness. Kamensky. Purdy. That one sneaking in between two defenders. 17-11 now. Either side.
Might be looking at 5.
Bulldogs really, I don't know, it's tough to really pinpoint what the turnaround was because they've really been playing so good all series long. It's just maybe the luck has fallen out of the favor of Hastings.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's getting some leads and getting some belief in yourself. And then Dogs are just playing a lot more.
As a young team like the Dogs are in certain aspects, you kind of just need that belief and confidence. And that one, unfortunately, though, bounces off of Kamensky and Purdy out the back, 17-12. And again, it's really just you need that confidence. As a team who's sitting at 5-13, really not having their best season at the moment, confidence is what's key. Coming off of a tough loss against Lincoln Southeast just a couple of days ago, you need all you can get, and this just seems to be a great confidence builder as this team, again, has shown that after a tough loss, they're really good at just bouncing back and not letting it hang, as that one picked up good from Kaylee Brocious to Tilford. We'll just smack it on over, and now here comes the side of the Tigers. Howie, far side, and just off of the front of Hamilton. That one there was Carly Beckby spiking it off a Hamilton set. 17-13. Bulldogs still up. But now the roles have kind of been reversed here. Hastings looking for that late game rally where the Dogs still up, looking to put them away. Here in set number 4, as that's going to get on over to Hamilton. Then the near side set picked up by Ewing, and she's going to spike it out the side line, out of bounds. 17-14. Looking to need to lock it back in here for the Bulldogs. Getting a little careless when it comes to the volleyball. Making some silly mistakes. Back up to serve.
Let them creep back in.
Corey Curtis to Hamilton. Then to Kamensky to Tilford, who pushes on over right into Beckby. Howie back over to Beckby. Slamming it down, and another bounce off the front of the Bulldogs' hands. That one from Addison Ewing, a point going the way of North Platte, and they have to take a timeout. As we'll get into our premier sponsors for today. Hey, thank you again to our premier video sponsor, Allo Fiber. That's right. You can check out allofiber.com for more information on all their fiber options. 17-15. Uh-oh, Scott. We're talking about how the lead was looking pretty comfortable for the Dogs, but here in the last couple of possessions, Hastings is clawing their way back in, showing they still got some fight left in them.
Yeah, they really have, and I'll tell you what, the Dogs haven't always played the best with a little bit of adversity, so hopefully they can maintain that lead. That's where we've seen them when they've been able to kind of relax a little bit, play their best volleyball tonight.
That's what you're asking for here in this last couple of sets, your best volleyball, so that the Dogs can just eat this one out. And at the moment, again, no either side's getting any separation, which is, I think, the fun part about this game, but also the scary part, because it's going to boil down to those mistakes, which so far have not fallen the way of the Bulldogs, specifically early on in the latter portions of this set. So now up here to serve. Curtis again gets it over to Hallie Hamilton. The set, and then spiked out from Tilford, but blocked to the front, and a violation net-wise on the side of the Bulldogs. And with that, 17-16, it's now just a 1-point advantage. on the side of North Platte.
Get mad with the sponsor. Paxton can't talk. I can't click.
It's one of those late nights, and we got Kearney tomorrow, everybody.
Right.
Bulldogs taking on Kearney at 7 o'clock in Kearney. It's going to be a fun game. Beckby to Purdy in the back line. The set. Tilford spikes it on over. Yes, there's some momentum for the Dogs, and that's what they really needed. After giving up a ton of points here in the back half of this set, looking for more. They finally got something to break their way. How important is it, Scott, when things are kind of going away from you to get maybe one little point to kind of bring you back into it?
Man, it can be huge, especially when you get late in a set like this and you're kind of battling back and forth. That point can shift the momentum for sure, quick.
And now the Dogs, then, as you said, that one little point that they were able to recollect back in leads to another point, 19-16. They're bouncing back into it with Addison Euling up to serve. Gets it on over to Laney Benson. Howie, far side, Beckby, blocked to the point of attack, but the Tigers a little confused. Whoa, able to get it on over. And now,
nice.
whoa, that was some interesting offensive tactics from the Bulldogs, but it worked in favor as they'll now set up Kamensky to Madison, who spikes it down in front of Laney Benson. That's another point towards North Platte.
One of those situations there where Abby Kaminsky's in the back row as the setter, so she can't play that ball above the plane of the net and take it over, so she had to pop it out. That's why you saw the awkward set attempt there. Had it gone over, it would have been an illegal back row attack.
And unfortunately, it did not. Well, blessing, it didn't fall that way. So the Dogs now lead by 4, 20-16, as Tilford just has to get it over. Tigers will now set up. Howie, up the middle, tapped in from Yarmer, no good. And now here comes the Bulldogs from Carly Purdy in the back line. Woo! There's Lexi Benson able to stop it defensively. Beckby on the other side. Wow, skirts it along that inside corner. In for a point, 20-17.
That's a nice shot by Beckby there, just finding that corner, about the only spot the Dogs didn't have covered.
And even if they did in the vicinity, still good defense. Just able to squirt it in on just an even better hit. So now here comes Laney Benson, but she hits it into the net, 21-17. Uh-oh, everybody. I don't want to say, are we going to a set? Are we going to a set 5
we might
here?
Be. Luckily, I still got some Laffy Taffy.
Scott's got the Laffy Taffy. I'm all out of commercials, so we're going to have some fun right here. As Trinity back gets to the back line, picked up by Lexi Benson. The set on over, tipped, pushed back. There's Hamilton. Now the Dogs will set up, but Tilford, had a block to the point. Wasn't set up properly, but now Bulldogs will look to get it over. They will so on their third hit. Howie to Robbins. Right in front of Carly Purdy, 21-18. Either side here late in this game getting a little sloppy in terms of their technique as well as just overall communications. Boiling down to who's going to make the smarter and cleaner plays is Purdy in the back gets it. The set on over from Tilford. Now Purdy just has to get it over. Howie sets to the far side. Beckby blocked at the point of attack, but there's Benson to recover for the Tigers. And now Beckby just has to throw it on over to Carly Purdy. Back, near side, Kamensky! And it's blocked off of Ellie Robbins' hand out of bounds. 22-18. As checking now in for the Bulldogs, seeing first action, Callie McLean coming in for Kylie Tilford. So McLean, no, not related to John McLean, getting some action in, her first of the night. As that gets on over just in front of Laney Benson. And another point for the Bulldogs, 23-18.
That's called doing your job.
That's coming in
to serve, you get an ace.
There you go, and that's what you want. The sophomore getting her first ace today, 23-18, but follows it up with one right into the net, 23-19. As checking back in, Corey Curtis, out goes Lexi Benson. So up to serve comes Harley Exby on over to Purdy. But right there to receive it. There's a good one coming in from Beckby. And then Curtis. Good one picked up. And now again Purdy. It's in there. 24-19. Scotty C, we look to be going to a game 5. 24-19. A strong bounce back from the Bulldogs. 20. We're all going crazy. That's what it is. Late nights here, everyone's going crazy. 24-19. The set from Howie, tipped in from Robbins, but there's Hamilton to recover. Far set to Kamensky. Backline picked up by Lainey Benson, but the Tigers look to get it over, and they will. And the backside, McLean. Set from back. Euling. Oh, good tip coming in from Ellie Robin. And with that, a point towards Hastings. They trail by 4, 24-20. Again, you need to win by 2 to secure a set. And some more interesting rotation discussion as Shaylee Knott will check in with Ellie Robbins serving in the back line for the Tigers. They trail by 4, 24-20 in set 4. Picked up on the side of McLean. Back to Euling. Picked up by Robbins. Now Howie to Curtis. Oh, what a good diving push. And the Dogs will get it over after some good effort defensively on the attack. They transition. Kamensky now to Vac. Gone over to Purdy, who just has to tip it. What a great back and forth we're seeing. Tigers finally get it over. McLean to Vac. Purdy with the point. It's going in the air, and it's going to fall down. The Bulldogs pick up the set for victory. 25-20. That's a 2-set winning streak for North Platte. Now we are tied at 2 apiece. Dogs really putting their best foot forward here. With this timeout, again, brought to you in part by Kevin McGann with the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann, the Fortify Group, at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Man, Scott, really, this has been a roller coaster game. Coming in out of a tough loss at Lincoln Southeast, it's always the talk about how can the Bulldogs be able to bounce back? How can they be able to recover or rebound after a super tough loss against a really strong opponent? And, you look through the first 2 sets, the Bulldogs unfortunately fell in those first 2. We're facing an 0-2 deficit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like a light switch, all the momentum and all the luck has kind of fallen back into their side. And with that, we're here at set number 5 with a 2-2 scoreline.
Well, I think that comeback, coming out of set 2, it's like, oh man, it's gonna be a quick 3-set match, and Dogs turned the tables. And I think with that, as I was saying throughout the last 2 sets, you can see the confidence building up in the Dogs. They get some success, they're getting some leads, and with that, they've played much more confident, much more relaxed.
And that is also a big portion is playing much more relaxed and confident. Is interesting to see. Carly Purdy's going off for a little bit. It seems she has, I believe, some blood on her hand, or she has a cut somewhere that she's trying to get bandaged up. But really, the confidence that's your key word. The communication's been there. The trust and the confidence in each other to make those plays, get set up has been there. And really, that's been the difference maker for this Bulldogs team. And with that, it's really led to strong outings and really good play overall. A lot of sideline points that are sneaking in for the Dogs that probably in the last couple of weeks haven't really sided with them. So far here, sided them in tonight, 2-2. Hey, again, thank you to our premier sponsors here for today. Another round / River's Edge Golf Course. After your golf game, swing into another round for some amazing food and drink. Set number 5. Bulldogs tying it up with the Tigers, 2-2. Now, the interesting is Purdy's out for the moment. She has what looked like a cut on her elbow.
I think she just landed on her elbow and has a nice little hematoma. A bruise on her elbow, so the trainer just put a little padding on there to keep it from
bugging her even more.
So give her some confidence, I think, to dive. Yeah, I saw her after she dove for that last ball, kind of rubbing her elbow, grabbing her elbow a little bit.
Took a nasty little bump, and with that, she's back on. Serve going to go the fall the way of Addison Hermes and Hastings in the final set of the night here.
Give me a little time for another bite of Laffy Taffy.
Scott and his Laffy Taffy. Question is, what type of Laffy Taffy?
Grape.
Good choice. I'm more of like a strawberry.
I like strawberry. I like them all. I grew up here in North Platte. A lot of people know that, but right down from the Little League baseball fields, and so that also meant the Little League concession stand was right down from my house. And so
always had the taffy.
Laffy Taffy, Big League Chew.
Yes, the gum.
Dude,
oh, boy.
Get out of here. Grape and strawberry Big League Chew is the best.
Hey, I know. That's where it's at. So up to serve again, Addison Hermes. Serving for Hastings. All the momentum on the side of North Platte. And again, it'll start off on a good foot for the Bulldogs as Hermes hits it right into the net.
Set 5 just to rally to 15, so you don't have as much room for error.
I forgot, yep, set 5, not the full 25, but only to 15, so even less room for any mistakes. Already off to a tough one for the Tigers. Woo! Good save. Another spike down that one from Kylie Tilford. Tilford putting the Dogs now up 2-0. The last 2 sets have been all Bulldogs all the time. You can clearly see it here. And with that, 2-0. Dogs up as that one will be tipped in from Gibbons. Now far side, and that one just tipped over Kamensky. Now Howie, far side. Beckby! Beckby has it tapped off the front of a Bulldog player. It's another point on the side of the Tigers. Even though all momentum, as Scott and I have been talking about these last 2 games, is in control of the Tigers, it's still just been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Right. Even though the Dogs have really established that firm grip on this game and this series, Hastings still not getting away with it. Howie tipped it over surprisingly. There's Hallie Hamilton, and the Dogs will get it over on a good save defensively, but the Tigers will set it up right down from the middle, stopped at the point of attack. Ellie Robbins tried, but a net infraction on the side of the Dogs. 2-2 now.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Specifically again here, had a 2-0 lead. Boom, instantly just like that erased. Backline serve, getting to Hamilton now. Vac, tipped in from Madison, but there on the side of the Tigers. Now over to Curtis, who spikes into the front of her net. 3-2. Woo! Again, going to 15, so these small little micro errors in a late game could be the difference maker, as we've seen in the first 2 sets. Dogs let it get away from them. Able to bounce back, but just not bounce back enough. As that one, though, right out the back from Kylie Tilford. 3-3. As subs coming in for either side, checking now in Sophia Jarmer, as well as Grace Ryland for North Platte. Here comes Jarmer's hit, and it's right into the net. That's the third time a Hastings player second time a Hastings player has served into their own net.
Yeah,
valuable points slipping through their fingers.
Yeah, definitely. And as we've alluded to numerous times, this rally to 15, it's a big deal.
As the set to the far side, coming in from Curtis, but picked up by Vac. Hamilton now to Purdy, tipping it. Oh, so close. I saw what she was looking for. There was a big old opening in the front of the net that she was just trying to tip it over, but too light. And with that,
I think that ball hung up high on her a little bit longer than she expected. Had to do the Michael Jordan double pump.
The double pump, and with that, it did not go the way of the Dogs. Hamilton now will receive the backline serve. Purdy this time with much more authority.
Oh, that's in.
Gonna say that one will fall the way of North Platte. 5-4 now, and here comes Kaylee Tilford.
Looked like it was going to go out, but it had so much spin on it because it came off the tape on the top of the net that it just kept spinning down.
And with that, it's now 5-4. Big serve. Howie. Far side. Curtis. Oh, good selection from Hamilton defensively. To Purdy. And it's in there. Dogs now 2-point lead, 6-4. Bulldogs, again, you give it, the perfect opportunity. Carly Purdy gets set up properly. Boom, it comes their way. 6-4 now as here comes Kamensky, who almost gets the ace in, but good diving effort, I believe, from Hermes from the Tigers. And now the Dogs just have to get it over as some issues, but now here comes Curtis. Oh, but it'll fall the way of the Tigers. It just tips off the hand of Brocious and Addison Euling. Now it's 6-5. As there goes Curtis's set. Uh-oh. There's the third one into the net of the Hastings side. Costly errors. Now a 2-point lead, 7-5. And in the last set, now up here to serve, Carly Purdy. She's going to get it to the back line to Benson. Howie, far side. Here comes Beckby. Blocked up the front. There's Benson, though, on the side of the Tigers to recover. Uh-oh, they now have to get it over, and there's Purdy. The set. Here comes Barocious. Oh, too far out the back, a point towards the Tigers. Scott, as we're getting here, what are some of the mental things that both sides are facing up against here in set number 5?
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious both teams are tired. I mean, everything feels like it's kind of slowed down a step or two, so it might come down to who makes more mistakes here.
So far, 3 serves into their own net on the side of the Tigers. Prime opportunity for the Bulldogs to take advantage. Good save from Beckby. And now Hermes, is able to find a soft spot in the far corner. 7-7 now the game for the Tigers. Tying it up. Dogs had a strong start, but again, just like has been all night long, both sides just bouncing right off of each other. No one really getting separation. 7-7 as now onwards comes Lainey Benson to serve. Hamilton gets into the back line a little awkwardly, so Tilford, now Purdy has to just push it on over for the side of the Dogs. Howie, Gibbons in the middle, right over the head of Abby Kamensky, and now the lead back inside for Hastings, and a timeout has to be taken. 8-7. Now Hastings up. Hey, with this timeout, again, brought to you in part by Kevin McGann with the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. And also our premier sponsors for today, Dave's Place Pizzas and Wings. Dave's Place, family fun restaurant. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out. Hey, you can also deliver on DoorDash. Order online, davesplacemp.com. 8-7 here. Set number 5, going to 15. Bulldogs had a nice advantage, letting it kind of slip away a little bit now as they trail by 1, 8-7. Hastings 3 serves into their own net. The big black guy to them on this last set. So far, Dogs has been unable to capitalize on it. And with that, Hastings still up to serve with Lainey Benson. Still momentum back on the side of the Tigers. It's Hamilton receiving in the back line. The set from Kamensky. And big one coming in from Tilford. Oh, they're going to say there's a net infraction on the side of Hastings. So now we're back 8-8. Whoo! I was looking like...
I didn't know what happened.
I didn't see any, in my opinion, any net infraction on either side.
I thought maybe the ball hit the net into her, which is fine. I mean, that's not a net violation.
That's not a net violation, but the judge saw differently, and with that, 8-8 is the ball game. Euling to Tilford, who just has to get it over. Good tip up front coming in on the side of Hermes for the Tigers, and now Madison gets it over. Set from Benson. Here comes Beckby out the back. Bulldogs retake the lead, 9-8 now. 9-8 here in the last set. Now, Euling, another serve, her second, picked up by Howie in the back line. Hermes to Gibbons. No, but there's Euling, good defensive stop on over. Tilford! Oh, now there's Lexi Benson over to her sister Lainey Benson. Now the Tigers have to tip it over. What a good save coming in from Euling, her third straight, but Tilford slams it into the net. A self-inflicted error, 9-9 now.
9-9. Gotta love Niners. Did I hear Niner in there?
Niner.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. This is what you'll want in 5-set volleyball, back to back or back and forth.
And that's what you love, and that's really where the good teams separate from the other teams. And there, that one coming in. Abby Kamensky gets the point across, 10-9.
The girls from the ladies.
Vec checks
like
back
boys
in.
Boys from the men.
Boys from the men, girls from the ladies.
Girls from the ladies, I don't know.
I don't think that's a saying. We'll set it up.
It doesn't have the same ring.
It doesn't have that same touch. Tipped in on the side by Givens. And with that, a point towards the Tigers. We're tied 10 apiece again. And a timeout. Nope, a sub coming in as Corey Curtis will check in for Lexi Benson. As Beckby gets it on over to Purdy. Now the set from Vac. Tilford. Oh, good one from Beckby in the back line to recover on over to Curtis. Purdy, back line receive. Vac to Madison, but tipped to the front by Gibbons.
Yeah, one of those sometimes instinct reaches aren't the best play on a ball, and unfortunately, and again, that's just reaction, but it took the play away from Abby Kaminsky.
And with that, falling the way of the Tigers, 11-10. Gets over to Purdy in the back line. Now Vac to Madison, who tips it on over, but there's good defense. How he tips it. Oh, Madison again with that nice reaction, able to surprise tip it over. Tigers, though, were ready. The set. Far side. Tilford. Outside the back. 2-point advantage for the Tigers, the largest lead in this set. And a timeout has to be called on the side by Clancy Hammond. Oh, boy. Again, 1st to 15 with the victory. Back and forth affair. Mistakes being the key difference maker in this game. But, hey, let's talk to our premier sponsors again for today. Sandhills State Bank, the most committed brand of banking with locations in North Platte, Ogallala, Grant, Juanita Bassett, Valentine, Harrison, Alliance, Arthur, and Hyannis. Go to sandhillstate.com for a full list of services and location. Short little timeout from head coach Hammond. 12-10. What are you going to be telling your girls in that timeout to get them refocused in?
Gut check time, baby. Just say, got to relax, believe in yourself, play with confidence. That's when they've played the best.
And that is when they play the best. Regather that confidence. Purdy receives in the back line. Vac. 2. Tilford. Oh, mismanaged the strike. And with that, 13-10 now. All the luck that was on the side of the Dogs in those last 2 sets starting to foil away a little bit now. And that on over to Hamilton. Madison tipped over by Kaminsky. Almost good defense coming in outside by Curtis. Purdy would have had that one actually out if she didn't want to go for it, but saved it. Now Tilford will swing it on over. Tigers will reset up. To your side. Gibbon. Blocked to the point. And it's off the hands of Kylie Tilford. Now 14-10. 1 point away.
4 set points.
From a Tigers victory. And now checking right back in for her second little stint coming in. Corey McLean. Excuse me, Callie McLean. Who's also the sister to Corey McLean.
Yeah.
Purdy in the back line. Vac, far side. Kaminsky out the back, and that is how the game, unfortunately, will end for the Dogs. They had a commanding 2 sets comeback where all momentum was on their sides, but unfortunately, in the end, couldn't come back.
Darn it,
that's just a tough one, right?
Yeah,
Scott,
that is a tough one.
Again, I'd say it's like a little bit of a victory in the sense that you're able to come back in sets 3 and 4, but how big of a loss do you kind of feel is going to weigh on the girls after this one?
Yeah, those are tough ones because, hey, let's be honest, you're hungry for a win. If you're the Bulldogs, you're here in the doghouse and so close, and sometimes those are the ones that hurt just a little bit more.
I know, it is those ones that hurt maybe just a little bit more. It's again, those small mistakes, the communication here, communication there, really what paid dividends on the other side for the Tigers. Now, Scott, heading on to the rest of the season, now 6-14. What can you do really in practice at this point to change it around?
Yeah, well, hey, tell you what, man, it's tough, but this is when you just got to, as you hear an NFL coach or a college football coach that's struggling, it's like, hey, we'll go back to the gym, get to work, do our thing, practice our fundamentals, and, I think you clean up some mistakes, you work on, clean up some miscommunications, and you're in all of these sets really tonight, so.
And that really, that is the big difference is you're in these sets. It's not like you're getting blown out. You're not getting blown out or, in a sense, you're compiling on the mistakes to spiral the game out of control. It's just the small little things that can be easily picked out in a practice session or a film watching session that the Dogs just need to look on, focus on, and just make those changes. Because, again, you can just feel they're just so close. They're right there. They have some things that we like. The serves have been spectacular for this team. The outside hitting, when it's on point and set up properly, can be deadly. It's just getting the little intricate details that great teams have down is what's really, I think, holding the team back at the moment.
Yep, sorry, I'm zoning out, but you're right. Yeah, man, it's just it's the little things, and unfortunately, the Dogs have been finding themselves getting in some holes, and then when they get in those holes, they kind of freeze up, and kind of you see their level of play maybe drop down a little bit. But then, as we saw, when they're winning, when they're having success, and they're playing with confidence,
it's a completely different team.
Yeah, completely different team. So you got to find a way to get that confidence going in set 1 and 2.
So here's how this game played out for the Dogs, who fell in 5 sets to Hastings Tigers. They fell in set 1, 25-20. It was a close affair towards the end. Tigers got out to a commanding lead early on, just put it out in the end no matter how much of a comeback the Dogs had. Same thing happened in set number 2. North Platte fell 25-23. Again, Hastings much bigger, almost a margarita-style lead at +7. Dogs fought back, only fell by 2.
Yep.
Then they transitioned onto that third game where we saw all momentum maybe start to seamlessly shift into North Platte's side. They got the victory 25-20 and then 25-20 in set 4 to set up a game 5 where they unfortunately fell 15-10. Now advance the record down 5-14. 10-7 on the side of the Hastings Tigers. Before we get going here, we're going to thank you again to our sponsors. Again, our timeout sponsor here, Kevin McGann with the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as another round / Rivers Edge Golf Course. After your golf game, swing into another round for some amazing food and drinks. Dave's Place, pizza and wings. Meet your friends or bring the family and enjoy the pizza of the month, daily specials, wings, and more at Dave's Place. Sandhills State Bank, the most committed brand in banking with locations in North Platte, Ogallala, Grant, Juanita, Bassett, Valentine, Harrison, Alliance, Arthur, and Hyannis. Go to sandhillsstate.com for a full list of services and locations. CT Computer Services has been your computer service needed workstation since 2005, serving also North Platte community since 2005, as well as Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota. Whether you're buying a new car or a pre-owned one, the friendly staff at Premier Toyota will help you in every step of the way. Premier Toyota, let's go places. It is now time for our EECS Office Solutions final score. Final score is 3-2. Bulldogs fell in the first 2 sets. We're in an 0-2 hole. Bounced back with 2 straight set victories, but fell ultimately in Game 5, 15-10. That box score was sponsored by EECS Office. For copies, furniture, and janitorial supplies, think EECS and visit EECS.com for more information. From Scotty C. and Paxton here at the Doghouse. We'll see you guys tomorrow in Kearney.
Yeah.
North Platte taking on the Bearcats, who are undefeated, tied for the top spot in our division in the district. That's going to be fun. Quick stop pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. As always.
Hey, join me 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get up with me on FM 98.1 or then 10 to 3 on Mix 97.1, man. I'm there with you all day.
He's going to be there with you.
Chilling.
Really?
Lots of
If you think about it mathematically, it is all day.
And nootropics.
Got to get those nootropics that he's all about. Bulldogs fall to Hastings 3-2. Hey, we'll see you all tomorrow for football action right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming right here, NorthPlattePost.com.
Hello.